Welcome to The War. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham. If you have a comment, send it to box13 at greatdetectives.net. Well, we're going to have a fun program this Friday with rearmament underway, as well as push for enlistments and a peacetime draft prior to U.S. entry into the Second World War. Many people went into the military. Thankfully, few were quite like Bud Abbott and Lou Costello. Today, we're going to play a radio adaptation from the Lux Radio Theater of their film Buck Privates, which was really their breakout movie. Prior to Buck Privates, they had certainly been around. They'd appeared on the Kate Smith Show, as well on episodes of the Chase and Sanborn Hour with Charlie McCarthy. However, Buck Privates would be the first feature where they were the stars and would begin a wonderful film career that would span more than 30 films. So here now, from October the 13th of 1941, is the Lux Radio Theater presentation of Buck Privates.
Radio Theater brings you Bud Abbott and Lou Costello in Buck Privates. Ladies and gentlemen, your producer, Mr. Cecil E. DeMille. Greetings from Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. To a producer, one of the most gratifying sounds in the theater is what may be classified academically as the ventral right. At that stage, we have a slang name for it that I'll call the tummy laugh. Past masters at producing this phenomenon are tonight's stars, Bud Abbott and Lou Costello, who hit Hollywood with the force of a hurricane less than a year ago. The picture that took them over was Buck Privates, which Universal made in the ordinary course of the studio schedule. Suddenly one day, everybody on the lot, from office boy to president, woke up to the fact that gold had been discovered in Universal City. Buck Privates had panned out as a bonanza. And that's the play we picked for Abbott and Costello's debut in the Lux Radio Theater. It's a story of life in an army camp, some highly imaginary army camp, where a tent flap opens and Abbott and Costello blow in with a draft. But of course, any similarity between this play and life in the armed forces of the Republic is purely coincidental. Hiding behind the curtain now are Abbott and Costello, so we'll rate it. For the first act of Buck Privates, starring Bud Abbott as Smitty and Lou Costello as Herbie, with Benny Rubin as Sergeant Collins, Lynn Carver as Judy, and Gene O'Donnell as Bob. September the 14th, 1940. Congress passes the first peacetime selective training act in the history of our nation. From the farms they come, and from the factories, from quiet villages, from roaring cities, the youth of America on the march, swelling the ranks with volunteers.
Step right up, fellas. Volunteers in this line, drafties over there. Keep it moving, fellas.
That's an Army recruiting station in a vacant movie theater with a long line of men outside. But just down the street are two boys who haven't heard the news yet. These two boys don't know what day it is. One of them doesn't even know what time it is. They're up to their old trick, selling neckties on street corners.
Now, gather around me, gents. Just a little closer. Thank you. That's fine. Now, gents, I don't want to give you any sales talk, but never in my life have I ever had the opportunity of presenting such merchandise. Look at these neckties. Feel that material. Audrey, will you please step aside, Mr. North? Let that little fat boy in. Like tie, son?
Yes, sir.
How much money have you got?
I got in the vicinity of $28.
Oh, you got $28.
In the vicinity. The neighborhood, I got $3.
Then you have $3.
Yes, sir. Roughly speaking. When you smooth it out, I got $1.
Wait a minute, just a minute. Then you have $1. Oh, I just came it over, please. Thank you. The gentleman buys 10 times.
And for $1 is cheap. I'll take 10 of them. Hey, Patty, how can we sell ties that cheap? Oh, that's easy, mister. We ain't got no overhead. We ain't even got a license to sell ties. I get it now. You two guys are working in cahoots. The whole thing's a jit. Those ties ain't even worth a nickel. I'm going to call a cop. Hey, Austin.
Now look what you did. Grab those ties and let's get going before the cops come. Come on, hurry up.
We'll hop in that green and white taxi cab.
All right. Step on it, driver. We're trying to get away from a cop. Now, ain't that just dandy, eh?
Smitty, it's a cop. We're in a police car. Let me out of here! No, come back here! Come back here!
All right, then, keep moving. Volunteers in this line, drafties over there. Volunteers in this line, drafties over there. Drafties over there.
Oh, boy.
Come on, Harvey. You got the ties?
I got him. Boy, we sure got away from that dumb cop.
Yes, come on, we've got a heist flare.
Hey, Smitty, let's hide in the movies. What movies? That line over there. They must be going to see a picture, huh?
Looks like it. Well, let's get in line and buy a couple of tickets.
Okay. Excuse me, brother.
Hey, what's the idea?
I want to get in line.
Well, get you back where you belong.
Oh, stop there, huh? You want to fight? Take your coat off.
All right, my coat's off. Now what?
It's much cooler this way, ain't it?
Now, please cut it out, Herbie. No fighting. Let's get the tickets.
Okay. Hey, look. Look at the way they dress the ticket seller. Like a soldier.
Hello. Fellas, what can I do for you?
Oh, that's good. We want to know how much it costs to get in.
Not a thing, boys. As a matter of fact, we're going to give you $21.
You're going to give us $21? Great night. Hey, giving any dishes away?
Nope. In place.
Tin plates. That's a novelty, Smitty. Now we can start a new set.
Sure. Come on, step inside. Hurry up, Herbie, or we won't get a seat.
Okay. Hey, you sure?
Yeah.
What picture's playing in here?
What picture? You're in the army now.
Oh, that's well. I never saw that picture.
Hey, Joe, couple of new customers. Well, fine. Hello, boys. Drafty?
No, not a bit. You feel drafty, Smitty?
Not me.
I feel very comfortable in this shirt here.
Well, good. Now let's get you registered. Yeah, come on. Let's get registered before the drawing starts.
You think they're going to win, huh, Smitty?
Sure. Sign right here, please.
Oh, please. Oh, boy, what polite usage.
Shh, quiet, please. And now, let me have your signature right here, please.
I'd be delighted. And I hope I win. Everybody is so happy around here.
Well, congratulations, men. We're glad to have you in the army.
Thank you. We're very glad to be. Why? Let me out of here! Get me out!
A moment, you.
Yeah, just a moment. Oh, Smitty, the same cop.
Yeah, it's the same cop. What's the matter, officer? I owe these guys a pitch. Come on, boy. Wait a minute. They're in the army, officer. You can't touch them now.
There. You see, wise guy?
So you're in the army, eh? Well, I'm signing up myself tomorrow. I'll be seeing you boys.
Hey, Smitty, I'm laughing. What am I laughing at?
All right, men. Here are your orders. Report at the high-speed armory at 7 o'clock. You leave the railway station at 9. Until then, dismissed.
What happened?
The officer dismissed us.
You mean we're fired before we even get started?
Oh, no. We have time off till 7 o'clock. Hello, fellas. You got a match? Sure, here. Thanks. My name's Martin. Bob Martin. Hiya, neighbor. I'm Smitty. This is Herbie. Hello, Herbie. Were you drafted too?
No, sir. I'm in voluntary volunteer.
Oh, Martin, will you get my hat? I left it in the other room.
I think you'd better get it yourself, Mr. Parker.
What's that?
I'm not working for you anymore.
Now, look, Martin, I thought we had it understood. If we happen to get in the same company, I wanted you to keep right on with your job. I'll pay you, of course.
Thanks. But we're just a couple of privates now. You won't need a chauffeur, Mr. Parker.
All right, Martin. I won't be in very long anyhow. Maybe if you behaved yourself, I could get you out of me.
Through your father, I suppose.
He has a little influence in Washington, you know. What do you say?
I'm not having any, thank you. I'll serve my time like everybody else.
Go ahead.
Mr. Parker, I've worked for you for 2 years, haven't I? That's right. It's been quite an experience. I've carried you upstairs and put you to bed any number of times.
Yes, but why bring that up?
Remember that night I froze both my ears waiting for you? That accident you had when I took the raft and went to jail for you.
Look, Martin, let's not reminisce.
Yeah, but we're in the army now, so I think it's about time I tendered my resignation.
Very well, tender.
Yes, sir. Would you mind putting up your hands, Mr. Parker?
Anything to oblige an old friend.
So long, Mr. Parker. I'll see you at camp. Well, what do you think of that?
You know, Smitty, that gives me an idea.
Yeah, what?
I've been working for you for 6 years.
So?
Now we're in the army.
Well?
And it's all your fault.
What do you mean?
So I'm going to tender you my resignation.
Hurry. You hit me.
Smitty, help me. I didn't mean it. I must be going out of my head.
Yeah.
You're my best friend.
Not now.
I didn't realize that I hit you. Oh, Smitty.
Never mind.
I'll never get away with it again.
I know you won't.
Please, Smitty. Do me a favor, will you, Smitty?
No.
Hit me right in the chin and make me happy.
I will not.
Oh, Smitty.
No.
Don't let me go through life with that on my mind. Hit me right in the puss, will you, Smitty? Make me happy. Right in the kisser.
All right.
And I had to coax him to do it.
And when you hear that whistle, up to it. Now pull out your face.
Cigarette soldier, compliment to the army.
Judy.
Oh!
Judy, great. What are you doing here?
Why, join the army.
Go on.
No, really, I'm a camp hostess now. We're going to add the feminine touch.
Hey, that'll make being trapped more popular.
I think it's pretty popular right now. Cigarette smoke? See you later.
See you later, Judy.
Chewing gum? Apples? Oh, hello, soldier.
Hello, miss.
Lighting cigarettes?
Oh, ma'am.
Well, how about an apple?
Have you got a lollipop?
I'm sorry. Why, you like lollipops?
Oh, I'm just a sucker for those kids.
Cigarettes? Apples?
Hey, you know what, Smitty? Gee, she's a nice little soldier.
Oh, stop looking at her.
I was only looking at her to see if she was looking at me to see if I was looking at her.
Oh, be quiet.
What do you always pick on me for?
How you doing, soldier?
Oh, hello.
Hello, cigarettes?
Thanks. My name's Randy Parker.
I'm Parker. I'm Judy Gray. Well, see you at camp.
Oh, no, wait. Don't go.
Oh, but I have to. I'm on duty.
Oh, the first duty is to keep the soldiers happy. I won't be unless we get better acquainted.
We'll have plenty of time to become acquainted.
Oh, but I'll be out of the army in a week. Sit down.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
Will you please let me go?
Not until we're better acquainted.
Please.
What goes on here? What's the matter?
Oh, it's nothing, Bob. Just a fresh recruit trying out the manual of arms. Forget it. Judy, I'm running out of gum. Do you have any? Coming, Pat.
I'm going to tell you something, Parker. Stay away from that girl.
I'll take my own company, thanks.
Maybe on Park Avenue, but not in the army. Keep away from Judy. Come on, Dice. Come on, Dice, do your duty. 7 for Papa. Come on, just this once. And there they go. What are you doing, me boy? 7 and that show. Come on, put your money down, boys. Put your money down.
Hey, Smitty! Hey, Smitty! Hey. Hello, Smitty. How are you?
Hello, Herbie.
What are you doing?
Al Smitty just gave us a lesson in dice.
Oh, yeah? How do you like that? Playing dice on a choo-choo train?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. What is that?
Dice.
Dice.
Mm-hmm.
What's dice?
It's a game. Like a game. You ever play a game of dice?
Oh, no, not me.
You play games.
Oh, I play games, but I don't play that game of dice.
What do you play?
I play Dice Pie. I play Post Office. And I play Jacks.
Jacks.
I'm up to my horses.
No. This is a real game. You see there's numbers on there from 1 to 6. You roll them out. Now, if you should roll a 6 and a 1, that's 7. That's a natural. You win. If you should roll a 5 and a 2, that's 7. That's a natural. You win. If you should roll a 4 and a 3, that's 7. That's a natural. You win.
That's all they do is win.
Well, no.
Oh, you can lose too.
Well, yes, if you throw like 2 1s, that's craps you lose. If you throw 2 6s, that's craps you lose. In other words, 7 you win and craps you lose.
Hey, you can win and you can lose.
That's all there is to it.
Nice game.
You want to play it?
I love to.
All right, there you are. There's the dice. Now, wait a minute before you roll them out. Of course, if you roll them out, you make it 7. What do you win?
Nothing.
Well, you don't want to win nothing, do you?
Not about help.
Certainly not. But I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll each put $10 down. Then when you make your 7, see, you pick up $20.
Oh, we each put $10 down? Smitty, don't call this gambling, will you?
No.
I don't want my mother to find out about this.
Don't worry about that.
We'll call it bank night.
All right, we'll call it bank night. Okay, go ahead.
Now, what do I do with these square tapes?
You just roll them out, and if you throw a 7, you win, and craps you.
Throw them out?
That's all. So I thought. We'll play the game, huh?
Put your $10 down.
There you are. Down.
If you had it in your hand, I want it down.
There it is.
Down on the floor.
Down now.
Keep it down. Here, pull over. Here, pull over.
All right.
Stay clear of that tail.
All right, there you are. Okay. Go ahead, roll them out. Okay, let go. And go.
Whee! 7. I win.
Oh, wait a minute. I would have said, you don't pick up the money.
I gotta pick up the money now.
Not now. You got to play it.
Oh, you want me to wait until the money gets up to my chin? Then I shoot it down my cross.
That's the idea, yes. Well, how do you like the game so far? Good. You like it? Never played it, huh? All right, well, what do you want to shoot for now?
Take that.
played
Well,
that.
don't play me in the face.
Thought you told me you never played this game.
Well, it ain't a big night. Now keep your hands to yourself.
Just a minute.
I don't like it, that's all.
You told me...
You got no right to try me in the foot.
Just a minute. You told me you never played this game.
I never played the game before, and that's that. And keep your hands where
Where
they
did you
belong.
get that page back?
This company out of thin air.
What do you mean out of thin air?
I just thought of it and I said it. Is it wrong?
No, it's too darn right. Are you sure you never played this game?
Yes. I'm surprised at you. You even said doubt. Doubt.
All right, never mind.
Doubt.
All right, I'll take another chance. There you are. Roll them out. Go ahead. Forget about it. 7 you win. That's the same thing.
And I want to remind you what's going on. Keep your hands to yourself, but I don't like that.
Don't make those remarks. I don't like
You can kick me. Don't slap me.
Never mind. I'll use my own judgment. Go ahead.
Thank you. All right, throw 'em out.
Throw them out again.
Whee! 7 again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lucky.
Yes. Well, I guess it's beginner's luck. All right. What do you want to shoot now?
Let it ride.
Wait a minute. Just a minute.
I'm telling you, I'll keep your hands to yourself. I don't go for that.
Don't give me that. Now, come on. Now, speak up like a man.
Now, pull me around, but don't slap me.
Now, don't
go for that.
Don't tell me you got that.
I'll quit the Army
Just a minute. Don't.
I resign. I quit.
You can't quit.
I had a better offer from the Navy.
Now, wait a minute. Just a minute. Now, wait. Don't tell me you got that out of thin air. Let me get it. Come on, wait, you hear it? Now, I knew it. And you did play the game.
Not me. I'm not lying.
Come on, speak up.
I was in the clubhouse one night and I saw a bunch of kids. And they was all around the table and they had bunch of sugar with some numbers on them.
Yes.
Dots. And they was throwing them out. And they was yelling those kind of things.
Oh, but you didn't play in the game.
Oh, no, sir.
Oh.
I was too young. I'm just a boy.
Oh, I know that.
They wouldn't let me play.
Well, I understand now. It's all right. No hard feelings.
So, starting Tuesday, I'm going out with girls.
Why, sure. Why? Here you are.
You see, those kind of things, when they say those things, I'm at the age where I pick them up.
I know that. I appreciate that. Because you're a smart boy.
You can't blame me for that.
No. Go ahead now.
But keep your hands to yourself.
All right, now, more on. Everything's lovely. All right?
Yes.
Go ahead. Roll them out.
Same thing.
7 you win. That's you lose. You like it, don't you?
Yeah.
That's the boy.
Yes.
See the money piling up?
Yeah, in my direction, too.
That's right. Go ahead.
Whee! You never did say nothing about 11.
Oh, that's right. Well, 11 don't mean anything.
No?
No. Personally, I don't know why they put those numbers on the dice.
I guess they had a lot of room, so they put extra dots.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll tell you what we do. What? We'll call 11 intermission.
Intermission. Say, that's the name for it. But go ahead. I'll give you another chance. Intermission.
Now, I roll them out again?
That's right.
You give me another chance?
Sure.
You're a great deal of a kiss.
You're right. Go ahead.
That's my pal.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
That's the boy.
Whee!
4. Little Joe. Little Joe, huh? That's right. Now give me that.
No one let me play now. I don't go for that, that's all.
Little Joe. Clubhouse, eh? I'll fix you in that clubhouse. Pick up those dice.
How can you say please?
Pick them up. Say please. Pick them up.
Good thing you didn't say it.
Now, wait a minute. Just before you roll them out. You should roll a 7 before you make that 4, you lose.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, what?
Yes, sir.
That's better.
It's got to be one or the other.
All right, never mind. I go ahead and roll the dice now. Don't forget 7, you lose. 4 is your point. 3, you lose. Well, why did you roll the first time? 4. What did you just roll?
3.
Well, 4 and 3 is what?
7.
You lose.
Oh, you add them up.
Oh, you didn't learn that at the clubhouse.
You never said nothing about add them up, Smitty.
All right, now we'll play it.
Smitty's cheating.
Never mind, now-
Smitty's cheating.
Now, relax. Now we'll play it my way.
You want to use my money now?
Why not? Use mine long enough. Come on, put it down.
Okay.
Put it all down. Put it all down.
Can I count it?
Count it if you want.
$20 bill, another $20 bill, $10 bill, another $20 bill.
Yeah. What did you throw out there?
Somebody put a fuck in here.
All right, never mind. Go ahead. Here we go. Watch him. There we are. That's enough.
No, leave the money down.
Now, wait a minute.
Leave the money down, Smitty.
That's right.
That's 11, isn't it? Information. I give you another chance. You was good to me, I'm good to you.
All right. Here they go. There you are. 6. 6 is the point. 6. Here they go again. Watch it. There you are. 6 right back.
Leave the money alone.
Wait a minute.
Leave the money alone.
You lose. I don't lose.
What did you roll the first time?
6.
What did you just roll? 6, 6, 12. Crash, box card, big Betty. Sing along.
Producer Mr. DeMille. Act 2 of Lux Radio. Starring Bud Abbott as Smitty and Lou Costello as Herbie. Vermont privates, 15,000 strong, have arrived at camp. They're not an army yet, but in those straggling ranks is the raw material of a mighty fighting force. On the parade ground, Company K stands at attention as an officer passes down the line.
As I said before, I'm Captain Williams, commanding officer of this company, and I'm just as new to you as you are to me. But we all have the same job ahead of us. A great many people are counting on our success. People from all walks of life who are giving to this great national defense program just as much as you or I. Don't expect you to be seasoned soldiers overnight, but we're going to do everything we can to help you in every possible way. And I believe that if we all work together, that will make a company a unit of which any regiment can be proud. Sergeant Callahan, appoint acting corporals and assign the men to the test. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Count off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. Who's next? All right. Now it's me. 13. Who likes a number like that? Come on, men. Come on. Get those guns straight. I have to 5 minutes ago. Now get to work.
That's a nice job, Parker. I never knew you made your own bed at home. I must have forgotten to test. Hurry up, Herbie. Make up that bed.
Fine thing. $21 a month to be a chambermaid.
Men, new sergeant. What kind of a fight is this? Clean up that mess.
Hey, Smitty, that voice sounds familiar.
Hey, who's familiar? It's that cop, the one who's going to pinch us.
Come on, let's get over here. Grab your stuff.
Well, look who's here. So you two boys are in my section, eh?
Not anymore. We're resigning.
Come on, Herbie.
Where do you think you're going?
They cut my Social Security.
You can't collect your Social Security till you're 65.
Seeing you, I aged 35 years.
Put that grip down. Put it down!
All right.
Now go over there and climb into that bunk.
Sergeant.
Yeah?
I got a confession to make.
Well?
I ain't got my nightie on yet.
Get in that bunk! All right!
Smitty, I don't think that guy likes me.
Quiet! Hey, you. What's your name?
Parker.
Where did you learn to make up a bunk?
Military school.
Why didn't you tell the first sergeant? He might have made you an acting corporal.
You can have the whole army. By next week, I'll be through with it.
You're the one they've been talking about, eh? The dude with all the drag.
That's me, Sarge.
Well, drag yourself into that bunk. Got a long day ahead of you tomorrow, and everybody quiet. Stay that way.
Sergeant,
Yeah?
will you tell me a bedtime story?
Yeah! All right!
And this is the recreation hall. Soldiers are privileged to come to the recreation hall whenever they're off duty.
You know, it's very nice of you to show me around, Miss Gray.
Yes, I'm sure you'd never thought of yourself private one.
Oh, never. Now, look, Judy, I want to talk to you. How about forgetting what happened at the station?
I've already forgotten it.
Well, it was your own fault, you know.
My fault.
Certainly. You shouldn't be so beautiful.
Hey, Private Parker!
Yes?
Private Parker, I got a message for you. Captain Williams wants to see you.
Oh, that's fine. Maybe hurting the old man. I better go, Judy.
Of course.
Now, you wait here. I'll be right back.
Say, Herbie, who gave you that message? I happen to know that Captain Williams just left camp for the weekend.
I got a message for you, too.
You have?
That guy over there, Bob Martin. He wants to see it.
Okay, Herbie, I'll take over now. Thanks.
Say, what is this?
You may not know it, but you've just been arrested.
What?
The captain doesn't want to see Parker, but I want to see you.
Oh, the old army game, huh?
Come on outside, Judy. I want to show you the movie.
All right, Bob, but I've got to come right back.
Oh, boy. I feel just like Cupid.
Oh, there you are.
Hi, Herbie, old boy.
Hiya, Smitty.
Hiya, sir.
I'm doing pretty good.
You know, you're looking great, fella. And I was just standing over there thinking, now there's a real soldier. Yes, Herbie, you are, really, Herbie. You look swell in uniform. You know I'm proud to be your friend.
You can stop right there. I ain't got a penny.
No,
Not a penny. Every time you talk like that's going to cost me something.
Now, wait a minute, Herbie. I didn't ask you for any money.
I know, but you got that look in your eye.
No. Did I ask you for any money? Now, listen. You cleaned me up in that crack room, didn't you?
You gave me a lesson, that's all I know.
Oh, by the way, will you do me a favor?
Here it comes. I know it. What is it?
Herbie, I'm broke. Loan me a few bucks, will you?
How many bucks is a few bucks?
Very little. All I need is $50.
$50?
Mm-hmm.
Smitty, I can't lend you $50.
Oh, yes, you can.
No, I can't. All I got is $40.
All right. Give me the $40.
Okay, here.
Fine. Now you owe me 10.
Okay, I owe you 10.
All right.
Wait a minute. Smitty!
what did I ask you for?
You asked me for $50.
And how much did you
And
give me?
I gave you $40.
So you owe me $10.
Excuse me. That's right.
Okay.
Well, you owe me 40.
No. Don't change the subject.
I'm not changing the subject. You're trying to change my finances. Come on now, Smitty. Give me back my $40.
No, right here. Take it. There's your $40. Now give me the $10 you owe me.
Okay, here. I'm paying you on account.
On account?
On account? I don't know how I come to owe it here.
That's the way you feel about it. That's the last time I'll ever ask you for a loan of $50.
Just a minute, Smitty. Don't get short.
Why not?
How can I lend you $50 now? All I got is 30.
Well, give me the $30 and you owe me 20.
This is getting worse all the time.
What do you mean?
First I owe you 10, now I owe you 20.
Why do you run yourself into debt?
I'm not running in, you're pushing me.
I can't help it if you can't handle your finances. I do all right with my money.
You're doing all right with mine, too.
Now, wait just a minute. Now, look, I asked you for a loan of $50, and you gave me 30. So you owe me $20. 20 and 30 is 50.
No. 25 and 25 is 50.
All right. Here's your $30. Now, give me back the $20 you owe me.
I don't know. Something's wrong. I don't know what it is, but something's screwy.
You're a fine guy. Hold on a pal, $50.
How can I lend you 50? All I got now is 10.
Well, listen. To show you that I'm your pal, you want to double that money?
Goodbye, Smitty. I'll see you around.
Wait, now, listen.
Go on. I'll see you some other time. Go on.
Now, wait. I don't want that kind of money. On the up and up with me all the time. You know that. Now, look. Take a number. Any number at all from 1 to 10. And don't tell me.
I got it.
Is the number out of reason?
What's 3?
I don't.
I told you that. I'm not supposed to tell you, and I told you.
I don't want that kind of...
And I truthful.
I don't want that kind of...
And I truthful.
I don't want that kind of...
I couldn't tell him.
No.
I'm truthful, though.
I know, but I'd be cheating you that way.
Yeah.
Come on, let's start all over.
Let's start all over.
Now, take a number.
I got it.
Now, is the number odd or even?
Even.
Is the number between 1 and 3?
No.
Between 3 and 5?
I think I got him.
Is the number between 5 and 7?
Yeah.
Number 6. Right. All right, I win. Give me the 10. Thanks, Herbie, old boy. Thanks a lot, Daddy.
How did he do that?
Come in, Parker. You're not here to see Captain Williams again, are you?
I'm supposed to see the general this time.
Just a minute. Private Parker's here, sir. Oh, yes. Send him in.
Private Parker reporting, sir.
At ease.
Well, Parker, I believe you know this gentleman here. I believe so. Hello, Dad.
How are you, my boy? Let me see. Well, you're looking better than your letters indicated.
I feel fine. I thought you'd forgotten about me, Dad. Did you fix everything up in Washington?
Well, I had a little difficulty, but everything is arranged.
Oh, that's fine. Why don't you take a look around the grounds while I get out of my uniform?
No, I can't.
Why not?
Because I have to return to Washington at once, and because you're not getting out of that uniform.
But you just said that
And I just fixed everything up. Well, I have.
Parker, it seems that your father has a little more respect for Army life and Army institutions than you have. Excuse me, sir, I don't understand all this.
It's not very difficult, Randy. This camp may be short of sport roasters and chorus girls, but it's excellently equipped to make a man out of a playboy. You're going to stay here and put in your time, and you're going to like it.
One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Detail out. Well, Mick, in all my experience, you are the sixth dumbest speech I've ever had to miss. It's thrilling. Oh, gee, thanks, son. Fire. For me? Step out here, yes, you. Listen, how can you be so stupid? I don't know. It just comes to me naturally. Well, there's something else coming to you, and I'm going to see that you get it. Private Smith?
Right here, Sergeant.
Smith, you seem to know what this is all about. I want you to take these men and work with them all day and see if you can work some sense into them. I'm exhausted!
Yes, sir.
Oh, boy. Hi, Smith. You're going to be the captain, huh?
Detail. Attention.
All right, fellas. Don't get nervous. He's my pal. Anything I want is okay with me.
You? What's that smile off your face?
You kidding?
Attention, you.
Oh, pal. It's me. That hurt.
Quiet. More word out of you, and I'll slam you into the jug.
Okay. Smitty, you want to be a big man? You want to be the captain?
Stand up.
Hey, get a captain.
What are you
general?
What are you doing?
Get a commander.
What are you doing?
Promote you in a hurry.
What are you doing?
What am I doing?
What are you doing?
I'm talking to myself.
Well, don't talk so loud.
Oh, I gotta hear what I gotta say.
Quiet. Count off. 1, 2, 3.
Bingo.
Stop it. You behave yourself. Understand? I won't warn you again.
Now get your chin up. Get it up.
All right, don't hit it. It's getting up.
Get it
Don't
up.
hit it. What do you hit me under the chin for?
I'll do as I want. Throw out your chest. Throw out your chest.
Yeah, well.
Throw it out. Get it out. Way out. Way out. Way out. Throw it out.
I'm not through with it yet.
Quiet.
What kind of talk you give me
You
here?
just keep quiet. I'll do the talking.
Go ahead. You do the talking. Go
That's
ahead.
right.
Yeah, report me. Go ahead.
Never mind that.
Put me in a break.
I'll put you someplace. Right shoulder. Arm. I said right shoulder arm. That's your left shoulder.
I'm left-handed.
Get it over there.
It feels better over here.
Get it over there.
Never saw such a temper on a guy. Big man.
Quiet.
Okay, it's over there.
Keep quiet.
It's over there. Put it on the other side.
Now keep it over there.
What difference does that make what side you put it on?
Leave it over
It's
there.
gonna come out the same way.
Never mind that.
What I know about a gun anyway. You don't know anything about a gun.
You're told how to handle a gun.
Gives me a gun. He says, go ahead, shoot at will.
That's all you have to do.
3 million guys on the other side. I gotta pick out a guy named Will.
Never mind.
Why don't you give me a gun like that Sergeant Collins has got?
What do you mean?
He's got a nice gun. Shoots bullets for 3 miles and throws rocks the rest of the way.
You just... Detail. Left shoulder arm. Right shoulder arm. Left shoulder arm. Right shoulder arm. Left shoulder arm. Right shoulder arm.
All right. Make up your mind. I'm going home.
Come back here.
I forgot something. I'm going home.
What'd you forget?
I forgot to stay there.
Never mind that. Get with it.
Right shoulder arm. Left shoulder arm. Right shoulder arm. Left shoulder arm. Right shoulder arm. Left shoulder arm.
Do as you're told.
What do you think I'm talking here? A machine gun? It's discouraging.
Quiet. Present.
Okay, take it.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm presenting it to you.
I don't want it.
Go on, take it.
I don't want it.
You asked for it.
No, I didn't ask.
Well, then I don't want it either. Throw it down.
Pick up that gun. Pick that gun up. Pick it up.
Not till I get ready.
Pick that gun up.
I said not until I get ready.
And I said pick that gun up.
I think I'm ready.
Yeah, I think you are. And stop pointing that gun at your temple.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that.
Why not?
It ain't loaded. Look. See?
Herbie, take that gun away from your temple.
Maybe. Yes, it ain't loaded. Look.
Herbie, drop that gun.
Okay.
Herbie! Don't faint, Herbie!
It's too late.
Hello, Judy.
Oh, hello, Private Parker.
Going my way?
Thanks, no, I'm waiting here for someone.
Oh. Well, if you're waiting for Private Martin, I'm afraid he won't be able to keep his date with you.
Oh, I think I understand. The captain wanted to see him?
Not exactly. He's shooting with the company rifle team. They're having some sort of a contest.
Oh, yes, I heard that those boys from Tennessee. But I thought you were the star of the team.
Well, I was until this morning. The strangest thing happened. My wrist, I could hardly move it. I told Captain Williams about it, and he replaced me with the sixth man on the score sheet.
Oh, and Bob was the sixth man, of course.
Of course.
Well, how does your wrist feel now?
Why, it's much better, thanks. In fact, it's completely cured.
In other words, you walked out on your teammate just to chisel a date with me, is that it?
Well, you're a lot more attractive than a target.
I think you ought to know something, Mr. Parker. I don't think it will matter to you, but the men you sold out bet every cent they had on the team. That means on you.
They did. They never mentioned it to me. All right, I'll make their losses good.
With what? Money?
What else can I do?
It's just that easy for you, isn't it? Well, I'll tell you one thing. There's no price tag on loyalty or friendship.
I didn't ask for this uniform. Why should I take it seriously?
After what you did today, the only friend you'll have in camp is a guy that looks at you out of the mirror. And if he had any sense, he'd keep as far away from you as I'm doing.
Wait a minute. Judy, wait.
We'd have won if Parker had shown up.
Yeah, that gag about hurting his hand, that was a hot one.
Cost me every nickel I had. I bet $10 on that guy. Let me see. 10 out of 21? I ain't gonna get rich that way.
Hello, fellas. I'm sorry we lost the rifle match.
What do you mean, we?
I want to make your losses good. Just tell me how much you dropped.
I think I'll take a walk. There's a strange smell around here.
Oh, wait a minute. I said I was sorry. What do you want me to do? Backflips?
Yeah, wise guy, and we're just the boys who can flip.
Don't you suck him, Harry. I had that pleasure myself once, and I'd like another crack at him now.
All right, Martin, let's go.
Go on, go get it.
Oh, wait. Don't fight. Don't fight now. Oh, stop. I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Don't interfere, Herbie.
I gotta interfere, Smitty. Somebody's gonna get hurt. Stop, will you fellas, before somebody gets hurt.
I'm sorry, Herbie.
There, you see? He got me. He socked me right in the eye.
I told you not to interfere.
Look out, fellas. Here comes the sergeant. What's going on in there?
Hey, boys,
boys, cut it out. Sarge. Jiggers, Sarge! What is this?
What's the matter in here?
Nothing at all, Sarge. Nobody was fighting in here, honest.
No? Then how'd you get that black eye?
What black eye? Have I got a black eye?
Listen, you. I don't know what's going on in here, but I'll bet you're in the middle of it.
You said it.
Cut it out, see, or you'll find yourself on KP. Now, I want it quiet in here. I don't want to hear another peep out of you guys, or there's going to be trouble.
What an army. What a sergeant. Give me liberty or give me death. Benjamin Franklin, or vice versa. I'm getting sick of it, Smitty.
All right.
I don't know why he's always picking on me.
Don't feel so bad, please.
That guy socked me right in the eye.
Well, it's your own fault.
Not around it, mind you. Right in it.
I know it. Here, Herbie. You can listen to my radio.
Thanks, Smitty. It's all right. You're the only friend I got around here.
Who's doing that? Who's playing that radio?
Nobody. It's playing by itself.
Well, turn it off. Turn it off! All right. Men have to get up at 5:45 in the morning. I'll keep it quiet here.
See, Smitty? See what I mean?
Go on and play the radio.
Now, wait a minute. You heard what the guy said. He said keep it quiet. Don't play the radio.
Oh, what are you worrying about? He's only the sergeant. What's the matter? You scared of him?
No.
Go on, play the radio all you like. Play it loud.
Okay.
What did I just tell you? Didn't I tell you that the men were sleeping? Didn't I tell you they've got to get up at 5:45 in the morning? Now don't play it. Okay. Any more noise in here? I'm going to get good and sore. Now quiet. Go on and play the radio.
Smitty, the man said don't play it in parentheses, he said it.
Go on, play the radio. Listen, you're an American citizen, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
And this is a free country, isn't it?
Sure.
What are you worrying about? Go on and play the radio. If he comes in here again, I'll tell him off.
You will?
Sure I will.
Don't forget now. Tell him off.
You just leave it to me. Shut that thing off. Shut it off.
Listen, you. Go ahead, Smitty.
Didn't I tell you not to play that thing? Didn't I tell you that the men were asleep?
Smitty, when are you going to tell him?
Shut up and you listen to me.
Wait a minute, Sarge. My friend's got something to tell you. Smitty!
He ain't going to tell me anything. He's asleep.
Asleep? Smitty! Smitty, wake up. Don't go to sleep on me at a time like this. Smitty!
Leave him alone.
Okay.
Now, look, you. I'm going to give you one more chance. But don't get funny, see?
All right.
One more crack out of you, and I'll shake you up like a terrier shakes a rat.
Yeah.
I'd like to see you do it.
Oh, you did it to me! I didn't say a thing,
But I heard you. You said you'd like to see me do it.
I didn't say that. No, I didn't.
Well, who said it then? Who said it?
Smitty, wake up. Will you wake up?
Leave him alone.
Mr. Sarge, he wants to tell you something. Smitty!
Be quiet with that whimpering. Now, look, you. Close your mouth.
I can't.
I'm getting very annoyed with you. Why don't you behave? Why don't you be quiet like your buddy here?
Yes, he's quiet, all right. But he talks in his sleep.
Now remember, don't open your mouth, because if you do, I'm going to close it for you. This is your last chance, buddy.
All right.
One more wise remark, and I'll punch you right in the nose. I'd like to see you do it.
Oh, that wasn't me. Let me go. Let me go. Smitty! Smitty! Let me
We pause now for station identification. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System. Now, Mr. DeMille returns to the microphone.
Curtain rises on the third act of Buck Privates. Several weeks have gone by, and the boys from Company K are rounding into form. The sergeant says that some of them are born soldiers, but the two of them never should have been born at all. He refers, of course, to Herbie and Smitty. Now in the recreation hall, there's a boxing match about to begin. Our two Buck Privates are in the front row.
Just a minute, men. In the next match, Private Bill McGuire of L Company challenges any man, particularly any man from Company K.
Wait a minute, just a minute. All right, men of Company K,
Are we going to let him get away with that? Are we? Surely not. Somebody from our company should volunteer to fight him.
Boy, Herbie.
All right, boys. Okay, we've got our volunteer. Let's go. Wait a minute. What volunteer? Who volunteered?
Why, you did, Herbie.
That was only a suggestion.
Come on. Take off your shirt.
Wait a minute, Smitty, stop. I don't want to fight that fella. I ain't even mad at him.
You mean to say you're scared of that little guy over there?
I mean to tell you that I am.
Don't be silly. Here he comes now. Look at him.
Oh, hello, soldier.
Hey, who are you?
I'm the fella you're gonna fight. May the best man win, old man.
Smitty.
So long, sir.
Is that the guy?
That's the guy.
How much is he weigh?
118.
118?
Yeah.
I'll murder the crook.
Sure you will.
Hey, Smitty.
What?
I can picture myself now. The whole place is crowded. I'm coming down the aisle. I jump in the ring. I throw off my rope, and the whole crowd lets out a terrific roar.
What happened?
I forgot to put on my pants.
Time for trunks. Sit down in this corner.
Let me out, will you?
Now listen, kid. When you get out there in the ring, when you get him out there alone, you understand? Give him that old 1-3, 1-3, 1-3. Yeah.
What happened to 2?
2 you get.
That's what I was afraid of.
And there's been a little change.
A change, he says.
Private McGuire's been taken sick. We're going to substitute Roaring Bill McGonagall, former contender for the heavyweight championship of the world.
Let me out of here! Get me out of here!
Sit down.
Smitty, don't hold on. Let go.
Stop it. You can't run now.
Just give me a chance to watch.
Listen, you're staying right here now. Quiet.
All right, Herbie. Step up here. I'm refereeing this bout.
Oh, that's fine.
McGonagall, come here. Where's the guy I'm going to
Let me out of here!
Put him in little pieces. This is the guy right here. Him?
Smitty! I'm getting out of here before they take me away in a white wagon.
You need an ambulance?
I don't mean the good humor, man.
All right, boys, you know the rules. No holding any clinches, break clean, and no hitting below the belt. You mean I can't hit him like that?
Ow!
No, you can't hit him like that. And you cannot do this either. Oh, but I can do this.
Can I? Ow! That's killing me, Smitty.
Yeah, all right, but you cannot do this. All right, now, shake hands, boys.
I don't have to. My hands are shaking already.
Now go back to your corners and come out and fight.
Now, go ahead. Go right after him, Herbie.
Stop the fight. Stop the fight.
Well, what's the matter?
I'm winded. Get in there and fight.
Herbie, why don't you stop some of those punches?
You don't see any of them getting by, do you? Hey, Smitty. This guy is yellow.
What's the matter?
He won't come down on the floor and fight like a man.
Get up. Come on, get up and fight. You can't lose. You've got a horseshoe in your glove.
Then that guy must have the rest of the horse in his.
Oh. 1, 2, 3.
Herbie. Oh. Herbie, old fella, wake up, pal. Wake up.
Oh.
Wake up, Herbie. Wake up. That's the boy.
Is it over?
It's all over, pal.
You know something? I hear birds singing.
Well, sure. It's morning, pal.
Oh, morning? What morning?
Tuesday.
What day was the fight?
Friday.
Friday? I had a long rest, didn't I?
Everybody out. Roll out.
Come on, Herbie, on your feet.
Company K, full marching order in 15 minutes. Yes, sir. Company K, full marching order in 15 minutes.
Hey, what goes on?
Going on maneuver.
What's maneuver?
It's like a sham battle. A sham battle. I should have stayed in bed.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the radio audience. This is Terry Manson, speaking to you directly from the central observation point for the most extensive army maneuvers ever attempted by the United States in peacetime. From my post, I can see several miles of the battlefield. I'm looking through my glasses now towards Skeleton Cliff, one of the points of defense for the Blue Army. It's a huge hill of granite with only one possible means of approach, the west side. The other sides are sheer drops of 100 to 200 feet. It's a neat problem for the Red Army. Now I'm looking down.
Harvey. Keep walking.
Hey, I can't walk no further, Smitty. My feet are killing me.
No wonder. You've got 2 left shoes on.
Is that wrong?
No, certainly. Why, you're dumb. I don't know what's wrong with you, Smitty. You certainly are dumb.
Well,
and to prove to you how dumb you really are, suppose you had $10 in one pants pocket and $5 in the other pants pocket. What would you have?
Captain Spencer.
No. Silly answer.
Ask me something with a little sense to it.
Will you answer it?
Yeah.
All right, look. All right, say you're 40 years old. You're 40 years old and you're in love with a little girl, say 10 years old.
This one's going to be a pit.
Now, wait till I finish.
I'm going around with a 10-year-old girl.
Well, wait a minute.
You got a good idea where I'm going to wind up.
Just a minute. You're 40 years old and you're in love with this little girl, 10 years old. Now, you're 4 times as old as the girl. You couldn't marry her, could you?
Not unless I come from the mountain.
Now, listen. You're 40, she's 10. You're 4 times as old as the girl. So you wait 5 years. Now the little girl is 15. You're 45. Now you're only 3 times as old as that little girl. So you wait 15 years more. Now the little girl is 30. You're 60. Now you're only twice as old as that little girl.
She's catching up.
Yes. Now here's the question. How long do you have to wait before you and that little girl become the same age?
Now wait a minute. See, the whole thing is ridiculous.
Nothing ridiculous.
If I keep waiting for that girl, she'll pass me up.
What do you mean?
She'll wind up older than I am.
What are you talking
and
about?
She'll have to wait for me.
Why should she wait for you?
I was nice enough to wait for her.
Harvey, Smitty, come on.
Hiya, Randy. What's cooking?
Listen, you fellas got to help me. Bob Martin's up on Scarleton Cliff.
What's he doing up there?
Tried to climb up and pull a surprise attack on the Blue Army. He got halfway up and slipped.
Wait a minute. Don't tell me. I can't stand it.
No, he's all right, but he twisted his leg or something. He's stuck on a ledge up there.
Well, what are you going to do?
I'm going to climb up to the ledge of the rope, but I'll need some help. Somebody's got to climb up with me. Now, who's it going to be?
Who's it going to be, Harvey?
Well, here we go again.
Almost done, Martin. Can you hold on a little longer?
Sure.
Smitty.
I'm right down here. Come on, you're doing fine. Hey, Harvey, hold on to that rope up there.
I got it.
Watch it, Smitty. Well, we made it. Martin, are you all right?
Sure, I'm fine.
Come on, I'll get you back to camp.
You just about saved my life, mister.
Forget it. We're in the Army, aren't we? Anyway, I didn't want to see you miss that date with Judy.
Well, maybe we ought to keep it together, huh?
Thanks. Come on, let's go.
Hey, Smitty! Watch out for the rope.
Hey, what are you doing up there?
I'm throwing the rope down. Look out.
No. Wait. Don't throw that rope.
Look out below.
Listen, you dope. How do you expect to get down without the rope?
I never give it a thought. Smitty!
Harvey, how did you get up in that tree?
How did I get up in a tree? I sat on it when it was an 8-4.
Good boys. Here's Randy Parker.
Hello, Randy.
Hello. Come on, I'll buy you a soda.
Soda nothing. I'll buy a man string. A double malt.
I thought you guys were broke.
Broke? Hey, does this look like we're broke? Look at all that dough.
Oh, where'd you get it?
Well, we just about busted the Blue Army at 10 to 1. Hey, Randy, when are you getting out of the Army?
Oh, I thought I'd changed my mind about that. I'll get out when my time's up. That's the stuff.
Hello, Randy.
Oh, hello, Judy.
I've been hearing things about you from Bob. May I have this dance, soldier?
May you have this. What are we waiting for? Come on. Very nice guy, that Randy.
Yeah, you know, that's really something, overcoming the handicap of being a millionaire. Gee, Smitty, I wish I was handicapped like that.
Well, boys, how are you? Hey, did I clean out the Blue Army? Look at the dough I have, fellas. Hey, that's not bad, Sarge. Go on, Harvey. Show 'em what we won.
Yeah. Hey, Sergeant, look what we won.
Well, that's quite a roll, too. Say, Harvey, tell me, did you ever shoot dice?
Dice?
Yeah, dice. But you know, it's a little game.
No kidding.
Yeah, would you like to step outside with me for a minute?
Thank you, Sarge. I would be very happy to accept your most cordial invitation.
Harvey, how can you do it?
I'm a bad boy!
Just a moment, our stars will return for their curtain call. Now, here's Mr. DeMille with our stars. Company, attention. Privates Abbott and Costello, step forward for curtain call. Gentlemen, you gave a distinguished performance.
Distinguished?
No, wait, no. Abbott.
What kind of talk is that?
Oh, no, wait a minute.
Is that French or something?
No. Mr. DeMille means you were great. You were terrific, colossal, stupendous.
Only fair, huh?
Oh, no, Lou. Tonight you take your place in the Lux Radio Theater beside such artists as Irene Dunn, William Powell, Myrna Loy, Ronald Colman, and Eddie Lamar.
I take my place beside them?
That's what he said. Right next to Ronald Colman.
You can be next to Ronald Colman. I want to be next to Eddie Lamar.
Lou, please. Remember, you must be dignified now that you're a great actor.
I beg your pardon. I am sorry. Woo! Get the talk on me. Woo!
You should be sorry.
I'm a bad boy. I'll never win the Academy Award. Of course not. I'm answering for you, Abbott. Of course not.
The Academy Award. The Academy Award usually goes to a great dramatic performance, Lou. You're a buffoon.
Now, listen here, kid. No more cracks like that. Now, wait a minute. That's wrong, Mr. DeMille. I don't go to that kind of stuff.
Now, wait a minute.
I may be a little chubby, but I'm no buffalo. But the kid made a remark. He told me I'm a buffalo.
Oh, he did nothing of the kind. He said a buffoon. He means you're funny. Tell me.
I'm afraid he's impossible. I wash my hands of him.
I knew he'd get Lux in here somewhere.
You win, Lou.
Good night, folks.
Good night. You tell Tyrant Power you're available. Our sponsors join me in inviting you to be with us again next Monday night. This is Cecil B. DeMille saying good night to you from Hollywood.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Welcome back. Well, some great banter between Lou Costello and Cecil B. DeMille at the end of the program. Buck Privates would actually be their only appearance on the Lux Radio Theater. In addition, it would be the only Abbott and Costello film that would get a sequel, 1947's Buck Privates Come Home. They also made two other service comedies that year, In the Navy and Keep 'Em Flying. They continued to remain popular throughout and even after the war. They were number 3 at the box office in terms of popular stars in 41 and number 1 in 1942 before falling back to number 3 in 1943. So they remained popular, and also they used that popularity to help sell war bonds and held a lot of bond rallies across the country, so we'll definitely be hearing from them again. Well, we'll be back to a more serious tone on Monday as we pick up with another episode of 26 by Corwin. You'll want to be there for that. And, of course, we're only 8 days away from Pearl Harbor, and we'll be discussing that Saturday and Sunday of next week, so be sure and be listening then. But that'll do it for today. Well, folks, we draw nearer to Pearl Harbor Day, and we're going to play the last of our 3 presentations from 26 by Corwin. This particular one was actually the first broadcast, but I think it fits well here. So here, from June 1st of 1941, is The Appointment.
The Columbia Workshop presents number 5 of 26 by Corwin.
Appointment, a new radio play in part-time verse by Norman Corwin, featuring the author in the role of Vincent, with an original musical score composed and conducted by Lynn Murray.
Vincent, what's a 6-letter word meaning Eurasian catnip?
How should I know?
Well, what's a 5-letter word for a method of cooking? The 4th letter's T.
Well, if you want me to do the puzzle for you, just leave it until I finish my writing. Don't expect me to do 2 things at once.
It's been done.
Very well. Now let me write.
Excuse it, please.
This is a hateful hymn. And sing it, please, fortissimo, at all betrayers. A psalm of sourish milk and galling honey. Anathema and worse against the tyrants and the traitors. This is pure hate. Pure hate, grade X, and certified, and stamped and sealed. Hot wax. Print clearly on the label. Blood. Hiss in their faces. Breathe onions at their name. Gouge out their eyes, but not in fun for money like the wrestling clowns. Oh, we who love and love can hate. There'll be no spring this year. Put it away, put it aside. No summer either, neither autumn. The wreaths and laurel, put them in the icebox. Seasons will keep, and liberty will not. This is a curse upon the quilt-scratch killers squiggling terms on parchment. The Caesar breed, so brave with anybody else's life. The generals, a stripe for each desertion.
What are you writing there, Vincent?
Oh, a hymn.
A hymn? Well, I guess a cell brings out the monk in you. You'd make a fine friar, Vincent. All you need is a cowl and a surplice.
All right, order me one of each.
Remarkable. 6 months of the cloistered life and already writing hymns. Well, the cell's the proper setting for such ecclesiastic enterprise, I grant you that. A little over-grilled, perhaps. A few too many guards by the basilica. Machine guns on the transept walls.
I'm glad you're amused.
Is that actually a hymn you're writing?
Yes.
A hymn in prison? That fits like lust in heaven.
Okay, it's inappropriate.
A hymn to whom? To Althea?
No, guess again.
A hymn of adoration? Does it feature seraphim? Top billing for the Lord? What kind of hymn, Fra Vincent?
Well, if you must know, a hymn of hate.
Oh, of hate?
Yes. A 4-letter word meaning one day we'll get even. One day we shall keep appointment with some swine.
I get it. Uplift for the sagging soul. Vitamin V for vengeance.
Well, if it strikes you funny, keep it to yourself. Suppose you stick to your crossword puzzle and leave me to my writing.
Those are crosswords and no puzzle. Vincent, you're an idiot.
Thanks. Your wordplay stinks.
Only 6 months in the state's most exclusive prison camp, and you've sunk to writing frustrate hymns of hate.
What do you mean, frustrate?
Has it more bars than your cell window? To which wall will you sing it when it's finished?
It gets something off my chest, doesn't it? Is that frustration?
6 months ago, you were tough. Your mind was sharp and cutting as a carborundum wheel. You fought without an oath, without a curse, without a whine, expecting little and hoping much. Now you're back in high school. You've returned to adolescence. Your thinking's pimply. You're writing mash notes to yourself. Composing hymns of hate. Whom are you serving by your planless venom? Hiss in their faces. What are you, a snake? Snakes hiss and spit venom, but they're also stupid and abominable. They're not what you'd call planners for the restoration of lost liberties.
I suppose since I share this cell with you and it's both small and badly ventilated, I'll have to listen to your natural history and your parables. Well, all I can say is that if I'm back in my adolescence, then you...
Here comes Mushface.
Peter Verloin?
Yes?
Commandant wants to see you.
See me?
Yep.
What does he want to see me for?
Come on. If I knew what for, I'd be Commandant myself.
Just a moment. Vincent.
Yes?
This is how they took Moran last week. If such should be the case with me now, then I'm saying goodbye. No hard feelings. I think you're a wonderful fellow. Keep fighting.
They don't dare! No!
Shut up, Gervais.
Peter!
Shut up. Come on, you.
Peter! I can't do it to you. Swine, let me out of here. Rats. Peter!
What's wrong with that guy, anyway?
In there.
Ballon?
Yes?
Come in. Guard, you may go.
Very well, sir.
No, take this chair, Ballon. I want to speak quietly, briefly.
Yes, sir?
Look, you're important and we need you. We need you out of here. We have work for you to do.
We?
Yes, we, else I shouldn't be whispering.
I don't understand.
Of course you do. We, the opposite of they. Must I go on?
I'm afraid so, sir. I just don't get you.
All war is told in 3 words. We and they. The enemy is they. Now, no more questions. Don't make it difficult for us.
What do you want?
To arrange your escape. Next Tuesday, I'm moving you to solitary confinement. Cell D on some pretext or other. Now, the 3 middle bars of that cell window will have been filed almost all the way through. They can be broken. But don't try it until 2 a.m. Thursday.
You're plotting?
Now, don't be an ass. I haven't any time for incredulous surprise. You endanger me if this doesn't work out. Ballon, study this slip of paper. It's a diagram of your escape. I'm going to burn this slip before you get out, so memorize it quickly.
What's this line represent? East wall?
Yes. You go down this side.
Yes.
Stay close to the drain.
Mm-hmm.
Crawl on your belly across here, where the shadow of the tower falls across the yard.
I see.
The searchlight controlman is a friend. He will swing his floodlight to the north for 2 full minutes. And that'll give you plenty of time to get over the wall. On the other side will be a milk cart waiting. Get in that without a word. Now, have you memorized this now?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Thursday morning at 2.
On the stroke. The moment you hear the bell strike twice for the guard shift, you start. Don't waste a second.
Very good. Your hand on that?
Oh, I should say not. Suppose someone should open that door suddenly. Make it snappy. Good luck, Ballon. Keep fighting.
Thank you, sir. Keep fighting.
This is Roberts. I have just spoken to Ballon. He will try to escape Thursday, 2 a.m. See that the floodlight is turned toward the sector between Solitary and the east wall. You can get him easily with the tower guns. Don't miss. We've got to make it obvious to all the prisoners that he was shot trying to escape. What? Yes, I know, but I've been all through that before. Ballon is too popular outside the prison to be executed in the ordinary way. What's that? No. That's final. Yes, right.
Oh, murder, murder, murder. Not even decently, in quiet ambush like an honest black vendetta, but in the white publicity of 50,000 watts. The perfect crime. Floodlighted by arrangement and on cue. A cheap production. Subtle as a circus. Stock props and stale routine. Exit, Peter, exit. But the show goes on. They carry off the corpse and pack it down with lime. That's fine. Great work. Entr'acte. Now, where are the scene shifters? It makes no sense, my stone-dead friend. It can't be stacked their way forever. That's foul construction. That is crawling drama. Vitamin V for vengeance. Yes, another pill of it, the bitterest yet. You laughed, Boulogne, you laughed. I weep for it. I mourn you in my fashion. Yes. More salt per cubic centimeter of my unshed tears than in the wettest wailings of a new-made widow. Henceforward, I shall laugh for both of us, but only when the time is riper for the kind of gag a free man can enjoy. Peter, by the still-living marrow of your broken bones, I swear I'll tie the score. The dog who ambushed your escape will not escape my ambush. I'll quit this place one night quite solo, with no passwords, proofs, or helpful hints on how to die. No hanging round for bells to strike, no filing of the bars. And once I have no further truck with these smug walls, I'll keep me an appointment with the commandant. I'll get him when the getting's good and proper. This is liberty. 2 sniffs beyond the bloodhounds. A hop and skip ahead of rifle range. I'll stop and try to catch 5th wind. This is how the world appeared to Lazarus the evening he returned. Oh, night, deep night, black velvet night, dipped into by the dipper, dusted by far galaxies, older than ancient lights. How many suns have flared up in the endless seasons of the dark, then shriveled like burnt parchment, leaving night as always and as ever. Thanks for the blanket night. Oh, holy night, sweet saints of owls and prowlers, bats and fugitives. To what crimes have you been accomplice that the breadth of day has not promoted thousandfold? A spot of burglary, crown jewels stolen, or a loaf of bread? What of the felonies upon the rights of man accomplished in an afternoon of statute making? Do they accuse you, Knight, of shielding now and then a rape or two, or a little killing? What of great armies that attack at dawn? Come now, you lying mirror. What are you giving me? I've spent 8 months jugged up, not 80 winters. Surely these hollow cheeks are shadow paint inside your glass. You are not silvered. You are tinned and rusting. Insult me to my face? No mirror gets away with that. Piece to your pieces. Let's see you image something now. Yet in this broken view is preview. In just this way, I'll smash the commandant. How many Peters has he already trapped? How many future Peters fall for him? No more if I can help it. There's my responsibility. My vow will corset me. I shall not fluff or fumble. Tomorrow night, as every Sunday night being his night in town, he passes with 3 aides-de-camp the shaded corner of the concourse where it meets the Strand. 11 on the hour. I'll be there before. Come here, dear Rod. Good gun. I kiss each cartridge in your barrel. This is the caliber of vengeance. 6 pills of V, the quickest acting vitamin. 1 dose of it, and no more worries about health. The concourse on the Strand, and what a junction it will be tomorrow night. Here I am, where long ago in some dispatching post of heaven it was ordained I should stand this hour. There are more crossroads here than meet the unsuspecting and pedestrian eye. I'll have just time enough to mark my man and cut him down before they glut me with my very medicine.
5 pencil, please.
Here you are, blind man. Thanks. Move over, beggar. Soon I'll share your blindness. I will know the color of extinction and the taste of dust. I'll see the earthworm eye to eye. But no less pity here, no ingrown sympathy so close as this to trigger time. Drain back into the funnels of the mind, irresolute idea. Back thoughts stop tingling in my spine. Do I hear laughter in the crying air? I see. A man and maid. I should have guessed. Here's such indifference to earth and its affairs as only clouds know, upwards of 10,000 feet. The moist, clasped palms, the gently bumping hips, the spring of foot, the pride of bosom, body scent, the texture of the kiss. Here, with this easy and domestic gait, so insolent against the world, walk witlessly the ancestors of generations we shall die to free. Love's a delicious vacuum which nature least abhors. Let atmospheres of matters, tides, and tempests stand aside, make way to tour. Let art sculpture its own epitaph, and science crawl into a test tube, pull a stopper after. Love is the one stuff workable and ready. The system patent-proof. The only method endlessly producing in a planet strewn with wrecked machinery and the ashes of burnt books. Salute d'amour. Crowned Venus with a helmet renovated from the bloody head of Mars. What does love care about economies and termite-eaten empire? The anode is aware of naught but cathode, and the spark can reck of little but the gap between. Wait, what snooper is this on his way? A cop, constabulary, looking with a fishy eye? I'll feign a bender.
Hey, you. What are you hanging around for?
Was you? You talking to me?
What are you doing here?
Oh, that's all right. Now don't apologize. Want a drink, buddy? Say, officer of the law. Well, that's fine. Now, have a drink.
Come on, bum. Beat it. No. Beat it now.
I'm just a streetcar waiting for a corner. That's all.
All right. Hustle along now. You're still here when I come around again. I'll run you in.
Okay, officer. Okay. Now, goodbye. Sweet dreams. Happy landings. Goodbye. Okay. Yes. He'll be full of recognition later, the old bull. I thought he looked suspicious, he would say to himself. But his report turned in at midnight. Will forget he saw me here. 2 minutes to 11 by the company. What if the commandant does not show up? What if he's transferred to another camp? He'll come all right. I feel it in the flexion of the air, the declination of the horned moon, the signaling
Vincent!
Mark! What are you doing here? You startled me.
More to the point, what are you? Let's pull into this doorway. How can you stand so conspicuously in such a public place? Why, the papers are full of your escape. Here, wear my coat to cover your eyes. Have you gone mad?
No saner man's alive.
Well, you won't be living long at this rate.
No, you, if you don't get away from here.
What do you mean?
I'll just take a hint from an old friend baptized in the same blood fighting as yourself. Get going.
What's up?
Listen, I'm here to kill a man. There's no time to explain. He'll come by any minute now.
To kill a man? Why, you'll be caught and shot in 10 seconds.
Listen, I know that. I expect that. But if you're with me, you'll be shot as well. Now, there's the hour. He's already late. Listen, will you scram? I know what I'm doing.
Who's late?
Robles. I swore to kill him before he gets to other of our men. You'd better leave me now. You're a dead man if you stick around. I'm telling you.
You mean to tell me you escaped for this? To assassinate an epauletted jerk? You must have left your brains in prison.
All right, I've warned you. Now, don't obstruct me.
You'll die for no good, Vincent.
You for less.
In 15 minutes, Robles will be succeeded by some stooge just as bad or worse. You're hitting at a hydra head. 2 rats grow in the place of every lizard.
I'm sick of temporizing.
Are you Joe Hercules or somebody? You think you'll kill the monster single-handed so that it stays killed?
Okay, mythology, I'm Thor. Look, I hold a stick of thunder in my side pocket, see? Now, look. I saw Mark murdered in cold blood. He was my cellmate, closer than a brother. And the sight still smarts.
Would he have approved of this?
I have no way of finding out.
Not in a million years he wouldn't.
It's too late to argue now. Here they come. Leave me this split second or stand quiet.
I'll stay.
Your blood's not on my hands, but on your own.
That's fair enough. I only hope you realize what this amounts to. A bee sting and a war of cannon.
Shut up. My trigger's cocked. Nothing can stop me now. There's Robles smiling and happy. Watch his face when my little colt here greets him.
I'll watch your face when their Morsers curtsy back at you.
Quiet. Here's payoff coming.
You assassinate a leaf and leave the twig, the branch, the limb, the tree, and the roots.
None of them sees me. Peter, stand by.
Peter would have called this adolescent.
What did you say?
He'd have called it adolescent.
What makes you say that?
Because of what it is.
Listen, Peter did call me adolescent. 6 days later, he was dead, but the last thing he said to me was keep fighting, and that's what I'm doing now.
You hope.
What do you mean, I hope?
You're giving in, not fighting. Vengeance is cheap, and so is suicide. It's individual and lonely. What comes dear is man in concert, fighting freedom's fight with plan and calculated action.
I've got a beat on him. Here goes.
Hold it. Keep off the trigger and live to fight another day, more happily than from a darkened doorway.
Take your hand off that gun or I'll break your jaw.
This is best, Vincent. Keep it down. It's all right. I don't mind a punch in the jaw. It saved you. You're alive and of more danger to the enemy than dead.
Well, Mark, you've had your way. The opportunity goes down the street there. I can't believe I've let it pass.
You did nothing. And you did it well. Let Peter stand by longer. He'd prefer to wait until there are more of us. In a bigger doorway. At a greater junction in the world's affairs.
Listening to Appointment, a play in part-time verse written and directed by Norman Corwin as the fifth in the Columbia Workshop series 26 by Corwin. The special musical score was composed and conducted by Lynn Murray, and the cast consisted of Norman Corwin as Vincent, Everett Sloan as Peter, Paul Stewart as Mark, Arthur Vinton as the Commandant, Ed Mayhoff as the turnkey and the beggar, and Tom Tully as the cop. Others in the cast were House Jameson, Norman Lloyd, Bartlett Robinson, and Ruth Gilbert. Perry Lafferty served as associate director for tonight's program. Next week at this same time, the Columbia Workshop will present the sixth of 26 by Corwin, a new fantasy for children called The Odyssey of Runyon Jones. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
WBNS Columbus.
Welcome back. The poetry didn't work in every place, but I have to say, overall, I was impressed with it and impressed with Corwin as an actor. And some of the lines were just fantastic. I am Thor, and in my hand I hold a stick of thunder. That's just great. And of course, for the Nazis and fascists, their appointment with justice was drawing closer. Well, that will do it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with a look at defense bonds. Be sure and be with us then. It takes money to fight a war, more money than the United States had on hand. And with foreign credit not necessarily a place the U.S. wanted to go at this point, during World War II, the government increasingly turned to citizens to borrow funds through war bonds. Indeed, in the 2011 movie Captain America, the war bond sales was a prominent part of the plot. And if you watch movies of the time or listen to radio, certainly you'll hear references to war bonds. However, the selling of bonds did not begin with Pearl Harbor. Prior to Pearl Harbor, the United States was rearming, and to help finance that, they needed people to buy defense bonds. Defense bonds were what war bonds were called during times of peace. Eventually, the whole thing became renamed savings bonds. But I stumbled upon a couple of pre-Pearl Harbor appeals for defense bonds, and so we're going to bring them to you today. First up, we begin with a clip from Maxwell House Coffee Time, in which Daddy, played by Hanley Stafford, talks to baby Snooks about defense stamps. So here now is Baby Snooks from November the 6th, 1941.
Hello, Jean.
Hello, Daddy. What's up?
I'll be over in a little while.
Yes?
I'm giving Snooks her first lesson in thrift.
In thrift?
Yes.
I'm taking her to the post office to buy some defense stamps.
Oh.
See you soon.
Okay, Daddy. Goodbye. Now, what can possibly go wrong in a post office?
All right, Snooks. Here's the post office. Have you got your money ready?
Yes, Daddy.
Where is it?
I got it in my shoe.
In your shoe? No wonder you've been hobbling along like a stilt walker.
When?
All the way over here. Your left foot's 4 inches higher than your right foot. Take off that left shoe.
The money's in the other shoe, Daddy.
Well, why is your left shoe like that?
That's where I got my candy.
Good heavens. You're not going to eat that stuff after walking on it, are you?
Why?
Oh, take off both your shoes and let's handle them. Come inside.
Don't run, Daddy.
I'll sit down here. Now, take off those shoes.
The socks, too?
No, just the shoes.
Well, how will I get my chewing gum?
Snooks, you didn't put chewing gum in your socks.
Didn't I?
Look at that mess. And the money's all in pennies. Chewing gum, chocolates, and a piece of apple.
Where's my lollipop?
Oh, here it is. Whatever possessed you to conceal all this stuff in your shoes?
I was afraid we'd be held up.
Oh, what a ridiculous notion. Why should you be held up?
Well, you was held up last night when you came back from the lodge.
Now, who told you that?
Mommy did. She said 2 men held you up all the way home.
Now, that's a malicious slander. I walked every bit of the way myself.
Oh, Daddy.
Now, don't smirk. It's enough I have to suffer those indignities from your mother without you repeating them.
I didn't tell nobody.
Well, make sure you don't.
Why?
Because a false rumor will spread that I came home inebriated. And you know I'm a man of regular habits.
Is that one of your regular habits, Daddy?
No! And I forbid you ever to mention the incident again.
Why?
Oh, don't be aggravating, Snooks. I brought you to this post office to teach you the virtue of thrift. And you're already trying my patience. Is this all the money you had? 30 cents?
No.
Well, where's the rest of it?
I sewed it on the back of my pants.
What for?
You said to do it, Daddy.
I told you to sew money on your pants?
Yeah. You said I should always have a little money to fall back on.
Well, that's a beautiful interpretation. Well, take off your... No. You can't do it here.
Why?
Because it doesn't look nice to come to a post office and remove your clothes. Maybe you can go in the mailroom.
Ain't they got a female room?
I'm talking about the room where they keep the letters.
Can we read the letters, Daddy?
Of course not.
Why?
Because it's against the law to open letters that don't belong to you. They can put a person in jail for reading other people's mail.
Mommy opens all your letters.
Now, I know it. But it's different with a man and wife.
Can't they put her in jail?
No.
Why?
Don't worry, I'm working on it. Put your shoes and stockings on.
I want to go barefoot.
Snooks?
I want to go barefoot.
Now, stop making me sick or I'll tan your hide.
I want to play hide and seek.
Now, that's enough. Put your shoes on, quick. Come on. Now, the other one. Now, come on. We're going to invest this 30 cents of yours. Come along, son.
What's this picture on the wall, Daddy?
Oh, it's a reward poster put there by the Federal Bureau to aid in the search for mail bandits.
What does it say?
It says, murderer wanted. Let's see.
Are you going to ask for the job?
It's not a job. Come on. Oh, here's the window I want. Now give me your 30 cents.
Why?
To buy defense stamps.
What's defense stamps?
They're little tokens issued at various prices from 10 cents to $5. And when you get enough of them, you can get a defense bond.
What for?
What for? To help Uncle Sam, of course.
Why don't we help Uncle Louie?
Now, this is not a real uncle. Uncle Sam is the guiding spirit of America. You've seen those pictures of that colorful old man with the beard, haven't you?
Santa Claus?
No, not Santa Claus. Uncle Sam.
Who is he?
I told you. He's the patriotic symbol of this country. Just like John Bull is the symbol of Great Britain. We've had him with us since America was founded.
John Bull?
No! Uncle Sam. He's always portrayed as a sort of Yankee character, and he wears stars and stripes.
Has he got a beard?
Yes.
Does he wear a high hat?
That's it. And he gets his name from the initials U.S.
Who does?
Uncle Sam.
Who's he?
The man I'm telling you about. He represents our government and everything that's American. And his name is Uncle Sam.
Does he know Aunt Sophie?
No.
Why?
I don't know. The important thing is he wants your 30 cents.
Who does?
Uncle Sam! Now, what are you yelling about?
I ain't going to give him my money.
Now, look. It's for your own benefit, Snooks. If you buy defense stamps for that 30 cents, you'll always have it.
I got it now, ain't I?
Yes, but you might spend it. If you buy stamps, Uncle Sam will get the money and return it to you.
Will he spend it?
Certainly.
Oh, no, he won't.
Why not?
Because he ain't going to get it.
Snooks, this is not only a saving proposition. Every real American should buy these defense stamps and bonds apart from the interest involved.
What's interest, Daddy?
Well, it's a premium paid for the use of the money, usually reckoned as a percentage. Like interest at 5% per annum of $5,000. That means you get back $250 at the end of a year.
$250?
That's right.
How can they afford it for 30 cents?
Oh, give me the money. Shh, keep quiet. Give me 3 10-cent defense stamps, please. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, stop crying, Snooks. Here are your stamps.
I'm glad I stowed the other money in my pants.
Now listen to me. You've just done a very noble thing. You're too young to understand now, but America today is facing a grave emergency. The president has called upon the financial aid of the entire nation. You want to help, don't you?
Now?
Listen. The few cents you've exchanged for those stamps will be put to work instantly. Defense workers are slaving night and day at different projects, helping to make an impregnable fortress of this country to keep our strength so that we may help others. Battleships will be built, airplanes will roll into production, tanks, guns, and even food for the army will be bought.
Oh, with my 30 cents?
Don't you think it doesn't help? Just imagine if every person in America did the same thing. Snooks, strange as this may sound, your 30 cents may save half of the world.
Yeah?
Yes.
Turn me over, Daddy.
I'm not going to spank you.
I know. I want to get the rest of the money and save the other half of the world.
Some other time. Let's go home.
Welcome back. They did a great job here balancing the funny with getting their message across. If anything, it was maybe a little too funny, but I thought it worked rather well. All right, well, now we're going to turn to another program on perhaps a more serious level, but still with some fun in it. Here is an episode of the Treasury Hour from October the 21st, 1941. We only have the second half of the show, but as there's no dramatic plot or anything, that shouldn't be a problem. So let's go ahead and take a listen.
We'd like now to listen to the Treasury Hour. The program is already in progress.
Thanks very much, Miss Carolina Figueroa. This is the Treasury Hour, Millions for Defense. Still to come, Carmen Miranda, Noel Coward, and Robert Montgomery. But first, a brief pause for station identification. General Electric Station.
Our program continues transcribed.
This is the Treasury Hour, and here again is your master of ceremonies, Ricardo Cortez.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this moment, in bomb-battered, stout-hearted London, two good friends of mine and yours are standing at a microphone in the studio of the BBC. They're Noel Coward and Bob Montgomery. It's a long 2,000 miles to London, after naval patrols who helped convoy the ships across. But Bob Montgomery and Noel Coward can make their contribution to this Navy edition of the Treasury Hour as quickly as I can say, go ahead, London.
Good evening. This is Robert Montgomery speaking to you from London. On behalf of Vice Admiral Gormley and the officers and men attached to his staff of naval observers in the United Kingdom, I extend Navy Day greetings and good wishes to the Secretary of the Navy, Mr. Frank Knox, the Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral Stark, and to our brother officers and men of the Navy and Marine Corps. The 27th of October is Navy Day. It has always been a great day at home, and we who have the honor of serving in the United States Navy and foreign posts feel that Navy Day this year should give the people of our country an opportunity to understand more fully why we have a Navy, and we hope appreciate what they... And now, on behalf of myself, and speaking quite unofficially, all my friends in England, when they heard I was to speak directly to America tonight, have swamped me with messages, some of them personal, some of them general, but all of them affectionate, to their friends in America. I know that you are interested in what is going on in the ordinary life of England today. I can tell you that England today has, as you all know so well, her gallantry and her courage. She has faced her fight and will continue to face it until that fight is won. And I believe that one of the chief things that is contributing to the spirit of England is the ability of her people to enjoy themselves when and how they can. One man who has added enormously to that enjoyment is here in the studio with me tonight. He is an old friend of mine and yours, Noel Coward. He's going to sing you two of his newest songs. The first one he wrote quite some time ago and dedicated it with sympathy and admiration to the Home Guard. The song is called, Could You Please Oblige Us with a Bren Gun? A Bren gun, the British version of a Tommy gun, was sadly lacking in the ranks of the Home Guard when Noel wrote this song. Speaking as one who has seen the Home Guard, I should say that the song has had its effect. And now, Noel Coward. Colonel Montmorency, who was in Calcutta in '92, emerged from his retirement for the war. He wasn't very pleased with all he heard and all he saw, but whatever he felt, he tightened his belt and organized a corps. Oh, Colonel Montmorency thought, considering all the wars he'd fought, the Home Guard was his job to do or die. But after days and weeks and years, bravely drying his manly tears, he wrote the following letter to the Minister of Supply. Could you please oblige us with the Bren gun? Or failing that, a hand grenade would do. He got some ammunition in a rather damp condition. And Major Hunt has an arquebus that was used at Waterloo. With the vicar's syrup and a pitchfork and a spade, it's rather hard to guard an aerodrome. So if you can't oblige us with the Bren gun, the Home Guard might as well go home. Could you please oblige us with a Bren gun? We're getting awfully tired of drawing lots. Today we had a shipment of some curious equipment, and just for a prank they sent us a tank that ties itself in knots. On Sunday's mock invasion, Captain Clark was heard to say, he hadn't even got a brush and comb. So if you can't oblige us with the Bren gun, the Home Guard might as well go home. Colonel Montmorency planned, in case the enemy tried to land, to drive them back with skill and armored force. He realized his army should be mechanized, of course, but somewhere inside, experience cried, my kingdom for a horse. Oh, Colonel Montmorency tried, at infinite cost of time and pride, to tackle his superiors again. Having just one motorbike, 14 swords and a marlin spike, he wrote the following letter in the following urgent strain. Could you please oblige us with the brain gun? We need it very badly, I'm afraid. Our local crossword solver has an excellent revolver, so during a short attack on a fort, the trigger got mislaid. In course of operations planned for Friday afternoon, our orders are to storm the hippodrome. So if you can't oblige us with the Bren gun, the Home Guard knights will go home. Could you please oblige us with the Bren gun? The lack of one is wounding to our pride. Last night we found the cutest little German parachutist. He looked at our kit, he giggled a bit, and laughed until he cried. We'll have to hide that armored car. We're marching to Berlin. We'd almost be ashamed of it in Rome. So if you can't oblige us with the Bren gun, the Home Guard might as well go home. And now, I should like to sing you a song that I wrote immediately after the spring blitzes in London. I hope the song will explain itself. It's called London Pride. London Pride has been handed down to us. London Pride is a flower that's free. London Pride means our own dear town to us, and our pride is forever will be. Oh, Liza, see the Costello, the vegetable meadows and the fruit fire pie. Oh, Liza, little London sparrows, Covent Garden Market, where the costers cry. Each mark the beat of history, every street in the memory down. Nothing ever could quite replace the grace of London town. There's a little city flower every spring unveiling, growing in the crevices by some London railing. Though it has a Latin name, in town and countryside, we in England call it London Pride. London Pride has been handed down to us. London Pride is a flower that's free. London Pride means our own dear town to us, and our pride it forever will be. Hey, lady, when the day is dawning, see the policeman yawning on his lawn, maybe. Hey, lady, Mayfair in the morning, hear your footsteps echo in the empty street. Early rain and the pavement glistening, all Park Lane in a shimmering dawn. Nothing ever could break the harm, the charm of London town. In our city darkens now, street and square and crescent, we can feel our living past in our shadowed present. Ghosts beside our starlit tenants, who lived and loved and died, keep throughout the ages London Pride. London Pride has been handed down to us. London Pride is a flower that's free. London Pride means our own dear town to us, and our pride is forever will be. Grey cities, stubbornly implanted, taken so for granted for 1,000 years. Grey cities, smokily enchanted, cradle of our memories, our hopes and fears. Every blip, your resistance happening, from the rip to the anchor and crown. Nothing ever could override the pride of London town.
Good night, everybody. Good night to you all. We return you now to New York.
Thanks. Many thanks, Bob Montgomery and Old Coward. It's good to hear from you both again. The best of luck to you and to all of England. And now here's my friend Larry Elliott again.
2,000 years ago, the famous Roman historian Tacitus made a statement which today is even more true than in his time. He said, "Power acquired by guilt seldom has been directed to any good end or useful purpose." Never have these words been truer. The forces of the dictators have been dedicated to brutality, conquest, and robbery of man's rights and freedoms. But America has dedicated herself to the preservation of her democracy and to the restoration of justice for all the world. For the sake of yourself and your liberty, buy United States defense bonds and stamps and keep on buying them.
Now a 21-voice salute and music to the Navy with Barry Wood, William Hargrave, Treasury Hour Orchestra and Choir, and Graham McNamee presenting the Navy Song of America.
America is not a single melody, but a symphony whose dominating themes of freedom, equality, liberty are supported by 1,000 counterstrains. Some verses are soft and sweet, while others make us know with each brave note that courage, purpose, strength are ours. Songs like those which our nation's Navy sings. The Navy never faltering from devotion to its duties. The men who man each man of war with a spirit of sheer gallantry. They measured up unfailingly to every standard imposed upon them. And here tonight is our salute, in the language of their songs, to the high brotherhood of our Navy. So all hands on deck, cast off with the Navy Song of America.
We won't give up the ship. Friends and pals forever. It's a long, long trip. If you have to take a lick and carry on and quit your picking, don't give up the ship.
The romance of the sea has helped pull many an oar, has beckoned men to sail through life, made theirs a liquid earth. Yes, the salt and the sail and the danger are a rugged trio, teaching lessons of philosophy and courage which make seamen their colorful selves, and make their sweethearts and their wives loyal, understanding, well worth saluting in spirit and song. Of all the wives is there, you know, there's none like Nancy Lee, I know. See, there she stands and waves her hand upon the key, and every day when I'm away, she'll watch for me, and whisper low when tempers blow for Jack at sea. Yo, lad, oh, yo. The sailor's wife, the sailor's star shall be. Oh, we go across the sea. The sailor's wife, the sailor's star shall be. The sailor's wife is star shall Our salute to our Navy, its officers and men, is written tonight in song.
sung from the grateful heart of our country to the powerful fleet of the United States Navy, dedicated to the defense of America, standing strong and ready against the tyrants of the world. We are grateful to the naval heroes of yesterday and the naval men of today who helped give us the assurance that the America of tomorrow will sail on. Steady as she goes.
Anchors away, my boys, anchors away. Farewell to college joys, we sail at break of day, 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 day. Through our last night on shore, drink to the foam. Until we meet once more, here's wishing you a happy voyage home. Heave-a-ho, there, sailor, everybody drink up while you say. Heave-a-ho, there, sailor, we're gonna sail at break of day. Drink away, we're sail at break of day. Hey, anchors away, my boys, anchors away. Farewell to college joys, we sail at break of day, 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 day. Through our last night ashore, fingers apart, until we meet once more, we'll take to you a happy life.
Boy, wasn't that medley something?
Ah, boa noite, boa noite, boa noite. Estou tão contente por estar aqui hoje. Boa noite, boa noite, boa noite, boa noite.
Why, it's Carmen Miranda. It's certainly nice having you here tonight, Carmen.
Muito obrigado, muito obrigado, muito obrigado, muito obrigado.
Yeah, and how would you like to meet Ricardo Cortez?
Ricardo Cortez? Gostaria muito, muito. Ele é muito simpático, gostaria muito.
Well, what does that mean?
Now you are cooking with steam.
You mean cooking with gas?
Steam, no gas up 7 o'clock.
Hello, Miss Miranda. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Ricardo Cortez. Simpático. Muito simpático, muito simpático, muito simpático. He's brilliant.
Miss Miranda, tell me, how do you like our American movies?
Gostei muito. Gosto muito de lá 9 meses. Gostei imensamente. Mas gosto muito de Theater Station. I like Uproar.
Uproar?
Uproar.
No. She means she likes opera. Romeo and Juliet, Samson and Delilah, Tristan and Isolde.
No, Olson and Johnson. I like Uproar.
Yeah, that's right. I hear you're going into their new musical Sons of Fun, aren't you, Carmen?
Yes.
Oh, that's swell. Look at Ricardo. Why don't you be a pal and ask her if she'll go out with me tonight? Oh, yeah? Well, I'll see what I can do. Miss Miranda.
Uh-huh.
This Wood fellow, he's a glamour boy, you know.
Un
gran woman chaser, you know.
Gaviro, big gigolo. Well, how do you say it, in Brazil?
You mean he's the wolf?
Hey, Rick, you're really lots of help. Look, Miss Miranda, how would you like to go out with the best man singer in the world, huh?
Fine, I like him. But the Bing Crosby is married.
No. Miss Miranda, Barry Wood here is a singer, too. Go on, show her, Barry, show.
Okay, I'll show her. Any bonds today?
Hey, he's a hep cat, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a trickling the grave.
All right, any bonds today?
I hear. Listen to Barry sing, love me very much. Very, very much.
Well, that's very sweet of you, Carmen, but it isn't learned you. It's taught you.
He listens to you sing it. Touch.
Oh, I give up.
And now Miss Miranda will sing Bola Bola.
Sure, the Bola Bola, Brazilian song. da cabeça até o pé.
Rebola, bola, prende a bota no botão. Rebola, bola, morena que te dá meu coração.
Eu vi um papo em papo nem papo dela e outro papo empapuçado de uma papa de Cuba. E o papo ficou a papa amarela no papo do papo papo que papo lá na mapa. Quando eu disse a papa que papo pipava, meu papo fez um desmaio porque o papo era papão. E eu fiquei pra como um papo no meu papo com o papagaio. Ele dizia o papagão. Rebola, bola, eu vou mostrar como é que é. Ai, um bate que rebolado da cabeça até o pé.
Rebola, bola, prende a bota no botão. Rebola, bola, morena que te dá meu coração.
E eu não quis mais saber de ver o papo que dei papo numa pipa na papada sem papo. E é por isso que meus olhos levam papo quando vejo esse cotipo, papai ou papavó. Que se cubra o cabeça de uma chapa, que se assassina a garupa do café da catata. Pra que ninguém possa ver o papo, em paz. Rebola, bola, eu vou mostrar como é que é. Ai, um bastante rebolado da cabeça até o pé.
Rebola, bola, prende a bota no botão. Rebola, bola, morena que te dá meu coração.
Eu vi um papo em papo nem papo dela e outro papo empapuçado de uma papa de fubá. E papo ficou a papa amarela no papo do papo de papo lá na mapá. Quando disse o papo que papipava, meu papo tem demais, porque papo era papão. E eu fiquei como papo no meu chapa, quando disse o papagaio, ele dizia o papagão. E se tudo isso pega de uma casa, você tá na garupa do café da capataz. Pra que ninguém possa ver o papo vivo, pra papo andar em paz. E eu não tive mais saber de ver o papo que de papo numa pipa na papa desse papo. E é por isso que não é logo papo quando vejo esse motivo, papai, por favor.
Thank you, Carmen Miranda. Thank you. Now, we present a narrative ballad written especially for the Free Navy Day Treasury Hour by Herman Wolfe. The author dedicates it to the Commander-in-Chief of the Navy, who has made it one of his life work to bring our naval forces to their present pitch of fighting power. President Franklin D. Roosevelt. This is a poem of the shipyard, where a battleship is known by the mark BB. The rhyme of the BB-66, read by Mr. Frank Lovejoy.
It is the BB-66 they launched today at 3. The mighty BB-66 that was built to keep men free. And the people's roar swells up from shore as she slides into the sea. And when this ship goes down the waves, there's more on her ribs than steel. The hope and love of 1,000 men are built into her keel. There's a nation's pride in her iron side, and liberty is at the wheel. High in a tower on New York Isle, there burned a lonely light. And ship designer William Lodge worked late into the night sketching the BB-66 in pencils black on white. Sprung from a long New England line of clear-eyed men of the sea, this William Lodge put heart and soul in the ship to keep men free. Lovingly balanced every ton, carefully placed each giant gun, his pencil dropped, his work was done. I think she'll go, he said. And when this ship goes down the ways, there's more on her ribs than steel. New England's love of the rights of man is shaped into her keel. There's tyrant hate in her armor plate, and fear of God at the wheel. The welding flame burned acrid blue too strong for human eyes. The welders wore weird iron masks like creatures in the sky. But they worked as human beings work for things that all men prize. The welding acrid blue too strong for human eyes. The welders wore weird iron masks like creatures in the sky. But they worked as human beings work for things that all men prize. The welding flame moved straight and true in the hands of Scott McBride. And big Jake Lesnick, the pole, worked strongly by his side. And the growing BB-66 was all their joy and pride. And there was Otto Peterson, of Norway stock was he. He thought of men betrayed, in chains, far, far across the sea. And his jaw set tight as he worked by night on the ship to keep men free. Oh, when this ship goes down the ways, there's more on her ribs than steel. The brotherhood of kindly men is welded in her keel. There's the Christian dream in her metal gleam, and tolerance at the wheel. Then came the riggers, muscled men to swing the guns in place. The best was colored Dixie Joe with smiling gold-toothed face. 5 tons of bulkhead on a crane he could swing with cat-like grace. And as he worked, he sang a tune he learned when still a boy, of Lincoln setting black men free.
And his body hummed with joy, and he tossed a cannon mount around like a fragile Christmas toy. Then came machinists, engineers, 100 more like these, and filled her pounding strength to drive her through the seas, to defend the sod where men serve God in any church they please. At last came Captain Paul de Vries to explore from stem to stern. And like the Dutch, he spoke not much on shore at his return. But the light of freedom in his eye more brightly seemed to burn. Oh, when this ship goes down the waves, there's more on her ribs than steel. The hope and love of 1,000 men are built into her keel. Strong with the blood of the free and the brave. Oh, but proud she will ride the waves. For her high, clear destiny is to save her land from a tyrant's heel. It is the BB-66 that they launched today at 3. And the people's roar wells up from shore as she slides into the sea. For the ship will ride on the first flood tide and sail to keep men free.
Time for the Treasury Hour is donated to our government for national defense by the Bendix Aviation Corporation. This is Graham McNamee speaking, saying good night all and bye bonds.
This program, ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. Treasury program, was presented to our Eastern audience at an earlier hour. But for the convenience of our West Coast listeners, it was transcribed for presentation at this time. This is the Blue Network of the National Broadcasting Company.
Welcome back. This was a very good and rare radio program. Loved the Noel Coward songs, but it would be very, very necessary, and they would need far more than they would raise in the course of the war, as Pearl Harbor was just around the corner. Well, that's all for today. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode of The War. Speaking of great detectives, listeners to my Great Detectives podcast will know that I'm a fan of the Nero Wolfe stories, and so are many of my listeners. Rex Stout is best known as the creator of Nero Wolfe. Stout began the Wolfe series in 1934 and really experienced a boon to his publishing career. From August of 1935, when The League of Frightened Men, the first sequel to the Nero Wolfe books, were released, to August of 41, during those 6 years, Stout was incredibly active. He wrote the 7 Nero Wolfe novels, as well as the first 2 Nero Wolfe novellas, in addition to 9 other novels. However, during the next 4 years, from August of 1941 to August of 1945, he released but 3 novellas. Why the change in output? It was because Stout refocused his life on the battle against Hitler and for democracy. In fact, the very first Nero Wolfe novella, published in November of 1940, Bitter End, came as a result of a request from the American magazine to rework a story that had starred one of Wolfe's other detectives, Tecumseh Fox, into a Nero Wolfe story. Stout completed the task in 11 days, surprising the publishers, but Stout knew he would need the money as his income would drop as he focused on battling Hitler. A former Navy yeoman and warrant officer, Stout was 54 and well past the age that he could physically fight, and perhaps he could relate Nero Wolfe in one of the 3 short stories he wrote. During this period, Wolfe attempted to get back into shape and join the army. but found his talents would best be used elsewhere. And such was the case with Rex Stout, who spent the war years through writing and educational efforts, becoming a radio personality in his efforts to fight fascism. Perhaps his most notable effort prior to U.S. involvement was a radio series called Speaking of Liberty. In many ways, it was a successor to Americans Look Abroad, except it was more patterned as an interview program. There were two separate series. The first aired from April to August, and the second aired from October to December of 1941. And we're going to play two episodes. The first from November the 13th of 1941, and the second from December the 4th, 1941. The last episode that Stout did prior to Pearl Harbor. So here now are the programs titled Outpost of Democracy and Women's Stake in Freedom.
Speaking of liberty, the National Broadcasting Company takes pleasure in presenting another in this second series of programs under the auspices of the Council for Democracy. Once again, we have a period of free talk on the air, and once again, our host is Rex Stout, who most of you already know as the author of baffling mystery stories featuring the amazing performances of that master criminologist, Nero Wolfe. On these programs, you will get to know Rex Stout even better as an outspoken champion of our American democracy. Mr. Stout.
Thank you, George Putnam. Good evening, friends of liberty. Here at the microphone with me is visible, startling evidence of the shrinkage of the globe we live on. It's a man who in recent months, not years, months, has visited London, Cape Town, Cairo, Alexandria, the Sahara, with a special side trip to Hellfire Pass, Rangoon, Bangkok, Singapore, Manila. He sounds more like an atlas than a man. As foreign correspondent for Collier's magazine, he has covered nearly every battlefront of the war. He's interviewed Ciano, Mussolini, General Wavell, General Auchinleck. He's written a book, soon to be published, called War Has Seven Faces. His name is Frank Gervasi.
Thank you, Mr. Stout. I was beginning to feel extremely anonymous.
I was saving the best till the last, Mr. Gervasi. The word for you is ubiquitous, not anonymous. But in our brief 15 minutes, I'm afraid we'll have to localize. Well, how about the Middle East? What are the German and Italian objectives there?
Well, of course, the most obvious objective is oil. The Germans want the oil fields of Iraq and Arabia for two reasons. They need it themselves, and they want to take it away from the British. Without the oil of the Near East, the British would be really crippled.
But couldn't they get all the oil they want from America and the Dutch East Indies?
They could eventually, but it would take time and tankers, and there aren't enough tankers even now. Oil is one of the German objectives, Mr. Stout, and there are two others. They want the Nile Valley, which means big stores of cotton, wheat, and grain, and they want to open routes for the coming Battle of Asia. That's one of the biggest objectives of all.
And you think the war is headed east instead of west?
It certainly seems so. Mein Kampf is still Hitler's Bible. It explains, among other things, why he attacked Russia. He wanted the Russian resources, of course, but even more than that, he wanted to be able to use Russia as a great forward base for the advance on Asia.
Well, what about the attack on Britain? You don't really believe he's crossed that off his list?
Nobody can say for sure, but I'll risk a guess. I believe that Hitler would like to see the island of Britain permanently under siege and slowly starving to death. Part of that is pure revenge, of course. Hitler has never forgotten or forgiven the British blockade of Germany during the last war. And if he can, he'll do the same thing to the British now.
Yeah, if he can. But getting back to the Middle East, Mr. Gervasi, what do the British plan to do there? Just hold the fort?
You might say the British plan is the German plan turned backwards, Mr. Stout. That is, they intend at all costs to keep the Nazis away from their oil supply, and then, if possible, to drive the Germans and Italians out of North Africa. If they succeed in doing that, they can use Libya as an advanced base for a smashing attack on Italy.
Success or failure, depending on the climate, the timing, what forces they can muster, what supplies they can get, what supplies they can get from America. The forces, that is, the manpower, are about equal. And after all, the climate is no worse than Texas. I've been in Texas, too. American supplies and American ships are really the key to the military situation in the Middle East, Mr. Stout. You see, the greater part of the British output is kept at home in Britain, and why not? The British know very well that the war won't be lost in the Middle East at a single stroke. But the war can be lost, and lost suddenly and finally in Britain. A single bad blunder, sending away too many tanks and planes, for instance,
could open the way for a quick German assault. That's why they're playing it very, very safe.
But those American supplies you speak of, what about the rumors of their poor quality, faulty design?
Don't you believe it, Mr. Stout. Not for a minute. I can assure you absolutely that our American tanks and planes are the best in the world. I know that sounds like a Yankee Doodle, but it's true. They're trickling into Egypt and the Middle East right now, and just as soon as there are more of them, and the British learn how to use them, well, that may be the hour for the big push to drive the Nazis out of North Africa. All the British need is time and trained men and American supplies.
What about that part of the Middle East where there are no American supplies and may never be any? What about Turkey?
Turkey, that is another question. And it's particularly interesting because it's tied up with the question of the whole Muslim world. I sometimes wonder if people over here realize how large that world is. Do you?
Well, Turkey, of course, Egypt, Arabia, North Africa.
It's a much wider world than that, Mr. Stout. Say 2/3 of the whole continent of Africa. Arabia, Persia, Turkey, Afghanistan, part of India, north into European Russia, east into Turkestan, and right on to the edge of China. It's a world of primitive ideas and deep spiritual feeling. It's full of different races and tribes, all bound together by the faith of Muhammad. It's unstable, unpredictable, and watchful. I believe it was Lawrence who said that Arabs could be swung on an idea as on a cord, and it's still true.
Are they on a cord now? Who's swinging it?
The whole Arab world, or the Muslim world, is motivated by the ideas of freedom and independence. That's one of the good things the British have done there. After the last war, the war that smashed the Turkish Empire, the British set up little countries and kingdoms like Iraq and Iran and Saudi Arabia and Transjordania. So the leaven of those ideas is still moving all through the Middle East. They understand the issues at stake between fascism and democracy. But the Muslim world respects power and prestige, which derives from power. And so, as I say, it's watching to see who applies the most power at the point where the leading nation of the Muslim world meets the West.
Which is Turkey.
Right. Turkey is by all odds the most vital of all the Muslim countries. The Turk has a conception of nation and state that the Arab doesn't have. Politically, he's much more mature. But right now, Turkey is very much divided. More than anything, she wants to stay neutral.
Well, suppose she can't, Mr. Gervasi. What then? What if Germany demands free passage to attack Russia from the south?
As I say, Mr. Stout, Turkey is divided. On the surface, she is faithful to her alliance with Great Britain. But below the surface, many little signs point to a sympathy with the Axis.
What signs? Can you specify?
Very easily. The broadcasts of Radio Ankara for Western consumption are anti-Axis. But their Arabic broadcasts for home consumption follow the Berlin party line. A British newspaperman has a devil of a job getting a phone call through from Ankara to Istanbul. A representative of the DNB, the Nazi press agency, gets his right away. British ships going through the Bosphorus are held up for several days with cargo checking. British ships are checked through in half an hour. Shall I go on?
You've made your point, Mr. Gervasi. And you think that when the pinch comes, Turkey will go pro-Nazi?
I don't know, because there is a counterpoint. It may be absolutely nothing but legend and superstition, but there are many people in Turkey, mostly the common people, like the peasants and the private soldiers of the army, who cling to the will of Kemal Ataturk.
His will? Do you mean his policy?
No. The story is that when Turkey's strongman, Kemal Ataturk, lay dying in 1938, he wrote a codicil to his will, sort of a political testament to his country. He wrote, "For as long as you can honorably do so, keep Turkey out of war. But if you must go to war, don't fight on Germany's side. With Germany, you lose if you win."
Ah, that's certainly putting it straight. Is it just a story, or did Ataturk really write that?
No one knows. The common people believe it implicitly. I heard it first before Germany started into the Balkans. I heard it later in Damascus from a Turkish officer. And I heard it again in Cairo from a high-born Turkish woman who had just come from Ankara.
Well, you say the common people believe it, Mr. Gervasi. Does that mean that the politicians and the Turkish ruling classes do not?
They're apt to shrug it off. You see, Mr. Stout, the story in Turkey is very much what it was in Greece and Yugoslavia. Many of the politicians in the upper classes, even the middle class, were appeasers. They thought that if they played the game with Hitler and angled for time, they could keep out of trouble and keep all the pleasant, comfortable things they were accustomed to. You know what happened in Yugoslavia, how the army and the people threw out the government at the last minute and insisted on fighting. But it isn't quite so well known that the situation was almost the same in Greece. Right up to the moment of the Italian invasion, certain Greek statesmen were playing the Axis game. If Italy hadn't forced the war and roused the common people, they might be playing it yet.
Well, you think that after all, when the time of decision comes, Kemal Atatürk's will may bring Turkey in on the side of the democracies.
It's an even bet, Mr. Stout. The upper classes in Turkey are appeasers, want to try to do business with Hitler. Hitler's ambassador, Franz von Papen, has promised the Turks very large rewards after the war, if they do the right thing. According to von Papen, Hitler will give the Turks Armenia and the Russian province of Azerbaijan. The Turks would love to get Azerbaijan from Russia. 75% of the population is Turkish anyway, and the country is rich in naphtha, manganese, and oil, to say nothing of cotton and caviar. So some of the politicians favor the Axis. But the common people, the peasants, and the soldiers of the army, including the officers, know that they will lose their freedom if Germany wins, and they are willing to fight to defend their homes. Also, they remember the will of Kemal Atatürk.
Well, can they pull it off? Will they be able to grab the decision from the appeasers?
Possibly, Mr. Stout. They couldn't in Romania and Bulgaria. They did in Greece and Yugoslavia. With help in time, they may in Turkey. And that brings me to something that I want very much to say, and say as strongly as I can. All through the Middle East and Europe, the common people are willing to die for freedom. They are willing to die if necessary. They are more than willing to fight, and they must have help. Courage these days isn't enough. As Colonel Lawrence said, the Muslim world can be swung on an idea, and it respects power. It has the ideas of freedom and independence. It's waiting for practical help in the form of tanks and planes and guns. Particularly in Turkey, if the common people at the moment of decision see powerful British forces to the south, ready and able to bring them aid, they will fight against the Nazis.
I hope they do. One more thing, Mr. Gervasi. Do the people of the Muslim world really have a feeling for democracy, for what we mean by democracy?
No, not as we know it, Mr. Stout. The Muslim world is politically immature. Except for Egypt and Turkey, where the spirit of nationalism is very strong, our notion of democracy is respected, but not completely understood.
If it isn't understood, why is it respected?
Because America has a tremendous influence and prestige all through the Middle East. It's partly due, I believe, to the work of American missionaries and doctors, and partly to the graduates of such famous American schools as Robert College in Istanbul and the American College in Beirut.
But aren't the graduates of both those schools Christian?
Mostly, and I know what you're getting at. How can Christians have much influence in Muslim communities? All I can tell you is that they do. They've learned American skills, for one thing, which gives them prestige, and they spread the story of American power and greatness. Even more important, they've learned that in one of the greatest countries of the world, millions of men of goodwill enjoy a way of life and an individual freedom of which the Muslim has only dreamed. So even if our own brand of democracy isn't fully understood in the Middle East, it's respected. The Muslim world is a world of restlessness and primitive moods and religious fervor. Now, wherever there is a dawning political consciousness, it looks towards the United States, because we here in America have the only vital thing left to give the world. The spirit of freedom is strong in the Middle East and, underneath the surface, is still as vital as ever in the captive nations of the Mediterranean. Democracy and republican forms of government were born in the Mediterranean lands, and the common people have never forgotten. Even in Italy, they have not forgotten. Everywhere the common people look to America. Spiritual fervor can build a new world, and only America can supply both the spirit and the form. The binding cement may very well be a world ideal of individual freedom in a framework of democracy.
May be and must be. Thank you, Mr. Gervasi. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest today has been Frank Gervasi, foreign correspondent and author of the book soon to be published entitled War Has Seven Faces. I hope you read it. This is Rex Stout saying goodbye until next week.
You have just heard the sixth of another series of programs entitled Speaking of Liberty, brought to you each week by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with the Council for Democracy, a national organization dedicated to the propagation of an American faith in democracy. Next week, Rex Stout will bring Commander Edward Ellsberg to the microphone. A copy of this afternoon's script will be mailed free of charge to anyone requesting it. Please address your letter or your card to the Council for Democracy, 285 Madison Avenue, New York City. The Council for Democracy, 285 Madison Avenue, New York City. Speaking of Liberty has been presented as a public service by NBC and the independent radio stations associated with the Red Network of the National Broadcasting Company. This afternoon's program has reached you from the RCA Building, Radio City in New York.
Speaking of liberty, in the public interest, the National Broadcasting Company has made its facilities available for another program in the second series under the auspices of the Council for Democracy. Once again, there is a period of free talk on the air, and once again our host is Rex Stout, whom most of you already know as the author of baffling mystery stories and as brain parent of the distinguished criminologist Nero Wolfe. On these programs, you'll get to know Rex Stout even better as an outspoken champion of our American democracy. Mr. Stout.
Thank you, Arnold Wilkes. Good evening, friends of liberty. Our guest today, Dorothy Canfield Fisher, is not only a mother of books, but also a godmother. She has written Hillsborough People, The Bent Twig, The Brimming Cup, Fables for Parents, and many others, and is a member of the Board of Judges of the Book of the Month Club. In case that sounds to you like a lazy sort of life, she is also a recognized authority on education and is exceedingly active in welfare and war relief groups. She's come down from Vermont today to answer some questions about women, their place in modern democracy, what the present national emergency means to them, its opportunities, its dangers. You do think it presents dangers, Mrs. Fisher?
It certainly does, Mr. Stout.
And that confronted with danger, women do not merely scream and faint?
I don't think they ever did, except for an audience. I'm reminded of a letter I found once in my Vermont attic, written by my grandmother to her brother in the year 1832, 109 years ago. She had been doing something spectacular and wanted to reassure him. I quote from it. Quite an unusual thing for a young lady to do, I know, but I assure you that no one can see, even from a distance.
What has she been doing? Smuggling?
When people finally found out, Mr. Stout, what she was doing, they were shocked. Doctors said it went counter to certain physiological peculiarities. They said that women who engaged in it would render themselves unfit for the sacred duties of maternity. They said it would ruin their health and actually imperil the future of the race.
What is she doing? Quarrying granite?
Swimming, Mr. Stout, just swimming.
Now.
Oh, yes. Of course, it was absurd. But listen, no more absurd than lots of ideas people still have about what women can or can't do. I'm not talking about Europe or China, but the United States of America.
The only thing I think a woman can't... You go on, Mrs. Fisher.
Well, we all know what the Nazi ideal woman is. A human being non-existent except to bear boy babies to grow up to be soldiers. That's poisonous. But how about the ideal woman of the clever Americans who write our advertisements? She is non-existent except as a spender of money. The woman held up to praise in those persuasive advertisements is the one who buys the most furniture, household gadgets, cosmetics, hats, shoes, automobiles. She is constantly told that only by many purchases of this or that can she achieve social success. That's not only absurd, it's sort of poisonous, too.
But I don't call that a complete picture of the modern American woman, do you?
Good gracious, no. It's not a picture of what she is, but of what people with gadgets to sell would like to have her be. I call that idea just as ridiculous as our great-grandfather's notions about women's not swimming. It's preposterous to steer women away from productive work and useful service.
Especially now when Uncle Sam needs his nieces as much as his nephews.
I'll say he does. Our democracy sees hard times ahead. It's going to take everybody's shoulder to the wheel to get us through what's before us. It's not safe to keep anybody from developing the muscles in those needed shoulders, for it's going to take all of us to hold the fort. For instance, if, as the Nazis do, you shut Jews out from education and economic life, from hope, from the freedom to develop the best and most useful of their traits, you soon create a ghetto that's a plague spot. Not just for them, for the whole nation. In the same way, if women are shut out by meaningless prejudice from full development of their powers, the whole nation will be that much the weaker. Then there's just plain self-preservation. Not enough of us have really taken in what the totalitarian system means for women, would mean for us here if we don't make a success of defending Americanism.
A choice between soldier breeding?
Not even a choice. The totalitarian state makes up everybody's mind for him. I've just been reading a startling book by an American teacher, Gregor Zimmer, called Education for Death. It describes the way German children are trained by the Nazis. Really, Mr. Stout, you'd get the shock of your life if you read that book. German women must raise at least 4 boy soldiers or face the disapproval of the party. And what that means is that you may be forcibly sent away from your home and made to work wherever the government decrees. Women's places in the home is Nazi doctrine? Yes, again. It's in Nazi Germany that women are forced at the point of the bayonet to leave their homes in order to work in factories.
Not neglecting, meanwhile, their quota of 4 boy soldiers. They certainly wanted both ways. You remember their ferocious demand for Lebensraum, room to live in.
Is there anybody who doesn't remember that slogan about their country being overpopulated?
Yeah, so what do? Conquer other people's farms and cities for their surplus population and give bonuses for German babies and jump the national birth rate by 30% in 7 years. At that rate, their Lebensraum will reach Indianapolis by, 1950, 60.
And their sons and daughters from early childhood belong absolutely to the state. The Nazi teachers and youth leaders demand practically all the time of the children and young people to make them fanatically fascist-minded and to make sure they will grow up to be hardened servants and soldiers of the Nazi ideas. This means so much organized group life for youngsters that they're seldom at home with their mothers, as our American children are. And when they are at home, they are trained by the state to act as spies on their parents and report to the police anything not wholly Hitler doctrine which may be said in the family.
What you said a minute ago, yesterday, Great Britain passed a law conscripting a lot of women.
Yes, by a democratic process. Unmarried women, strictly as a war measure. They're fighting for their lives.
But what about American women, Mrs. Fisher? Free women. Specifically, what can they do to stay free or to help other women to get free?
Probably do just as they have always done. Try to find in new conditions how to carry on their old work.
I don't get it.
Well, take almost any so-called modern occupation for women. If you look at it, you'll see that it's only a transposition of what women have always done. For example, school teaching. What is that but doing in classrooms the same thing which in pre-industrial days mothers, grandmothers, aunts, older sisters were always doing for the children around them? And the girls in canning factories, the armies of women who fetch and carry and give personal services in shops and offices, who run looms in woolen and cotton mills, who use sewing machines in garment-making centers, who are nurses in hospitals, aren't they all doing, in the only way the modern world permits, just what women have always done? Producing food, manufacturing clothing, taking care of the young and sick and old, serving those around them.
Well, that's an ingenious idea.
Oh, don't be so cautious, Mr. Stout. You certainly wouldn't say that a farmer was no longer a producer of food because he reaped his wheat with a machine instead of a sickle, would you?
No.
Well, why is a woman doing new and modern work because she nurses the sick in a white uniform instead of being dressed in hoop skirts? And here's another idea. Did you ever think that women in the modern world, doing in the modern world only the work they have always done, also are as unanimously not doing work they never did in the home? That is, basing their lives on the profit motive. Yes, I know that a very few women have owned businesses and directed factories, but so few you can hardly find examples of it. Yet it takes no physical strength to be the president of a bank or of a steamship line. It does take capital, and women have often inherited capital. But when they go to work outside the home, it's mostly in their old role of doing service, not in making a profit on commercial transactions.
Well, then it isn't womanly to buy and sell at a profit?
Now, Mr. Stout, that's just what I don't mean. There's not a bit of evidence either way on that point. It's just that the profit motive is wholly outside their old experience of work for their families. They're not at home in that element. In professions like nursing or teaching, they get to the top and become leaders, the smartest of them. But you don't often hear of a woman owning and running a steam laundry.
It seems likely that before this war is ended, we'll hear of them doing a lot of things, though not for financial profit.
In England, women have volunteered by thousands for all kinds of work. War and the threat of invasion have given British women a new freedom and a sense of sharing in their country's defense equally with the men.
Yes, and the neurologists say that all English people, men too, have a new sense of sharing and being useful, which gives them new courage and strength. Everybody needs that feeling. Modern women especially, constantly looking for new ways to carry on the age-old usefulness which in pre-industrial days made them indispensable to their husbands and families. If the modern woman is to find the eternally lasting satisfactions of life, she must learn how to transpose her old responsibilities into modern terms. For instance, modern women are still responsible for the sound education of their children as much as ever, although their children are taught in classrooms. The mothers are responsible, as citizens, for the quality of education given in the classroom.
Which in one way makes their job harder instead of easier.
Indeed it does. It's hard to step out from the family circle, so familiar to untold generations of our ancestresses, and find our way through the maze of modern life to those same old duties. Those modern institutions, schools, hospitals, libraries, and all the rest, they won't function by themselves if citizens, women too, don't work as hard to keep them efficient as we used to work individually to give our children what they need. A little boy breaks his leg. He's taken to a finely equipped modern hospital where he is given much better medical care than great-grandmother could have given her little boy. But the mother is still responsible for the right care of that broken leg, only in a new way.
You mean it's the mother's responsibility to work with others to keep that hospital well-equipped and staffed?
That's the idea. She has to do her share in seeing that all little boys get care to make sure that her little boy does.
But Mrs. Fisher, what specific extra jobs for women do you suggest now?
Well, there's the big job of finding decent living conditions for people working in defense areas. It's hard to believe some of the stories we hear about overcrowding. They say there are actually places where people are sleeping in shifts, 3 people using the same bed in 8-hour periods.
And in boomtowns, housing is only one problem.
Of course. When you jam human beings together in such crowds, you get problems everywhere. Where can the children of the defense workers go to school? And their getting a decent schooling is of vital importance for our nation. Where can the young folks get decent fun during their leisure hours? The government agencies are doing a good deal. But it takes real neighborliness to rise to such an emergency. Americans have always been fine at rising to meet emergencies like earthquakes or floods. Why do some women seem to resent those new workers who, to aid in our defense program, have been obliged to go into their placid little town? Here is a big job for women in town after town all over the country. To make people feel at home. That's peculiarly something women are always trained to do.
More power to you. Thank you very much, Mrs. Fisher. Time's up. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest today has been Dorothy Canfield Fisher. This is Rex Stout saying goodbye until next week.
You have just heard the 9th of another series of programs entitled Speaking of Liberty, brought to you each week in the public interest by the National Broadcasting Company under the auspices of the Council for Democracy, a national organization dedicated to the propagation of an American faith in democracy. Next week, Rex Stout will bring Erskine Caldwell to the microphone. A copy of the script of this broadcast will be mailed free to anyone requesting it. Please address your letter or card to the Council for Democracy, 285 Madison Avenue, New York City. The Council invites you to listen in on a special program, Democracy at Work, on Saturday afternoon from 2 to 2:30 Eastern Standard Time over this network. Speaking of Liberty has been presented as a public service by NBC and the independent radio stations associated with the Red Network of the National Broadcasting Company.
Welcome back. Well, as it happened, Turkey remained neutral throughout most of the war, entering on the side of the Allies on February 23rd of 1945, only a few short months before the defeat of Nazi Germany. Speaking of Liberty would actually only have one post-Pearl Harbor episode, but Stout would continue his involvement in World War II itself, and we'll certainly revisit some of his work during the U.S. involvement at a later point in the series. We will not have a program tomorrow because we're having a program on Saturday, our Pearl Harbor episode, so we won't be back on Thursday, but join us on Friday for the war, and then Saturday for our Pearl Harbor episode. Welcome to Adam's Mailbag. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham. I've been meaning to record this type of show for a while, but the Thursday off day, I think, provided an excellent opportunity. So I'll get into your feedback, as well as some of what we can expect in the weeks and months ahead, and a couple specific requests I have for members of the audience. All right, that said, let's get into your comments, and we'll start off kind of going in order of show. Have this comment from Lanny regarding episode 004. This one had two episodes of the Columbia Workshop that were very strongly anti-war. Lanny writes, "Thank you for sharing these broadcasts. Bury the Dead is a sobering reminder of the ultimate cost of war, and ought to be played any time we are tempted to consider armed conflict as a solution to our problems. And whether or not the actual events described in 9 Prisoners happened or not, war itself is an atrocity and often brings out the worst in human nature. Who can ever forget may lie. Thanks for sharing. Grace and peace, brother." Well, thank you so much, Lanny. Joel had a comment in general regarding the music on the show. He wrote, "I enjoy your podcast, but must register my distaste for the theme music you chose for the war. It sounds like a grade B Cowboys and Indians movie from the 1950s. Please consider changing it." Joel. Well, thanks so much. I appreciate the feedback, Joel, and I'll listen to what other listeners have to say regarding our theme music. When I selected that theme music for the war, I didn't quite view it that way. To me, it sounds like a kind of stirring march with a bit of a military beat to it. And I think the title Heroic says it all. That said, I've always, particularly on issues of theme music, things of that, willing to consider alternatives. And so I will definitely take into account what fans have to say, both yay and nay on the theme music. Joel goes on, and he has a specific comment regarding episode 007, America Looks Abroad. I've listened to recordings of the war years for quite some time. Hearing the description of the fall of France and the inexorable envelopment of Europe by the Nazis is chilling. Though Soviet domination after the war was a terrible thing, I doubt that it could compare with the nightmare that was living in a Nazi world. One appreciates the role of Britain as the sole democracy left to fight this truly evil empire, and the heroic stand they took until America joined the fight. I hope that your podcast reaches many young listeners who need to know and understand these events as they shape the world we have today." Well, thanks so much, Joel. And I hope that this podcast will remain as an educational service for people for years to come. And I appreciate your listening in and your comments. Then a comment regarding episode 001 or 017 from the Treasury Hour. Renee says, "Great Noel Coward songs. I'd never heard these before. Thanks for posting these shows." Well, thanks so much, Renee. It was a kind of surprising thing to find. I actually found it in the archive.org Old-Time Radio Researchers Singles and Doubles collection. And it was definitely a gem, even if it was only half the program. Again, thank you for your comments. And I want to thank Robin, who sent along supportive comments, and everyone else who's left comments, both on the occasional technical errors caused by my errors. And also I want to thank Andrew Rhines, who's provided some great support on many of the programs we've heard here. It really, everything that's done, appreciate that lightening of the load. All right, well, what is up ahead for the war? December is going to be a busy month. We're 2 days away from the commemoration of Pearl Harbor. And then we'll take a look at the immediate reaction to the war from a variety of sources. And soon after that, we'll be playing some wartime Christmas shows from December 16th through the 25th. And we'll have 11 shows over those 10 days. Going into the new year, we're looking at probably more regular rhythm. I expect we'll have Monday through Friday, generally 2 true stories from the war, along with 1 fictional anti-war adventure, a comedy show, and either news, educational, or propaganda programming. And then we'll be doing Saturday and Sunday really focusing on music, both on programs that were made primarily for civilians and those that were made for American service personnel overseas. If you're a regular listener to World War II programming and are very proficient in it, I'd love to hear your suggestions, particularly in the areas of specific comedy and dramatic programming. Of course, here I'm really looking for specific episodes. For example, on The Great Gildersleeve or Fibber, McGee, and Molly, which are famous for having a lot of patriotic shows. One that you find particularly stirring or touching or funny, love to hear from you. I'm also looking for radio programs that tell the story of contribution of peoples from a wide variety of different backgrounds and situations. For example, if you're aware of a radio program that told of the service of Japanese Americans for the United States during World War II, that'd be something I would want to take a listen to. Because I really want to take as broad a look at the war over radio as I can. And also any good propaganda programs or episodes. Just listen to You Can't Do Business with Hitler, and we'll be listening to Dear Adolf, The Pacific Story, This is War, We Came This Way, This is Our Enemy. If you're aware of any that we're overlooking, please feel free to email me, and that's at box13@greatdetectives.net. One thing I won't need suggestions for is Christmas programming. That's all programmed out. We're set for the rest of 2013, but definitely as we come into planning in 2014, your suggestions on programming are definitely welcome. Well, I want to thank everyone so much for listening, and we will do this again. I think I'll probably do this as opposed to how I do it on the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio, just because this works better as a flow. If you have a comment, send it to me, box13@greatdetectives.net. What were Americans hearing prior to Pearl Harbor? That's a great question, and today's program offers a bit of an answer. We're going to play a short program for you today. This is only a little less than 15 minutes long, but well worth the listen. It is the CBS World News Today from December 6th of 1941, the day before Pearl Harbor.
The World Today. The Columbia Broadcasting System now presents a summary of all the important news in the world today. Reports from CBS correspondents by transatlantic and trans-Pacific shortwave radio, and the latest developments as received by Columbia's newsroom here in New York. Tonight, John Daly will call in Bob Trout from London, Ford Wilkins from Manila, and Albert Warner from our own national capital, Washington. Now first, John Daly.
The Far East situation and the war in Russia and Libya topped the news tonight. First, the story of the fighting in Europe and Africa before going to the Philippines and our own capital for reports on the crisis in Japanese-American relations. The Soviet version of the Russian war reports that along the Sea of Azov in the far south, the Red Army has driven the retreating Germans across the Mias River and established bridgeheads on the west bank, thereby cutting off the enemy on the Taganrog Peninsula. On the Moscow front, where the fighting is going on in weather from 10 to 15 degrees below zero, it's asserted the Nazis have been hurled back along the Mozhaisk highway. The invaders are now more the victims of cold than of bullets, according to the Russians, who refer to the weather as our December frost. But in the Tula sector, south of the capital, the Russians admit a new German breakthrough, creating a critical situation in that zone. The latest Soviet official communique is vague, however, but Axis reports assert that 1.5 million men are now driving on the capital. There's some evidence that Moscow is being attacked from the air as well. At Berlin, it's declared the great Russian drive in the south has been stopped, and it's asserted, contrary to the Soviet version, that the Germans are making progress in the Mozhaisk sector of the Moscow front. New severe fighting in Libya was reported by the German High Command today, and a Rome communique describes heavy fighting in the desert around Deir el-Kobi. Details, however, are scant. That's the Libyan story as reported by the Axis. We turn now to the British capital for the report of Bob Trout. Go ahead, London.
London got today's communique from Libya, which told of British pressure on the enemy throughout the area of operation. There are no reports here indicating the start of any more major tank battles in Libya. But late tonight, London heard that 2 American-built Tomahawk planes have shot down 20 German Junkers dive bombers in Libya. In less than 15 minutes, Great Britain will officially be at war with Romania, Hungary, and Finland. These 3 countries are regarded here as German puppets, and tonight the British radio reminded its home listeners that this is not the first time that German troops have established themselves in Finland. 24 years ago, in the spring of 1918, German troops landed in Finland to take part in a war against Russia. It was over a month later, and then the Finns realized that the Germans had no intention of leaving. The Kaiser's brother-in-law became the king of Finland. And then the Allies defeated Germany, and Finland found herself free. The British Home Radio ended this talk by quoting the words of the British Foreign Secretary spoken in Parliament in August 1918. Said Mr. Balfour, next to being enslaved by Germany, there is no worse fate than being liberated by Germany. Finland is now being told that she owes her freedom to Germany, but Germany is plundering her, garrisoning her, using her form of government, and endeavoring to force her into the Great War. That was the British view in 1918, and that is the British view today. London heard the German radio say that Belgian King Leopold last September married Mary Lelia Bale, daughter of the former Belgian Minister of Agriculture, and a schoolgirl in England during the First World War. The Belgian government in London has no word of this reported marriage of the king. The Chinese ambassador, Dr. Wellington Koo, today said in London that if Japan decides to pounce on another victim, it would be as well that the democracies should avail themselves of the opportunity to remove, once and for all, this menace. Most of the time, the customary angry tone of Japanese newspapers causes no surprise here. But today, reports from Tokyo tell us that the Japanese papers are angry because Japan's reply to the United States was published in America. And this did surprise the British. It is the strangest reason for getting angry that London has heard in a long time. You have heard before that the position of the British government is that the Japanese talks are America's business and Great Britain is not intruding. But the British people believe that the Orient is just another sector on the worldwide front in this war, and, of course, they are interested in it. A weekly review, the New Statesman and Nation, today lists a few of the possibilities and wonders what the United States will do if Japan tries to attack Thailand, tries to attack British territory, or the Dutch East Indies, or Russia. The New Statesman points out that Russia is excluded from the ABCD group, and then says, Secretary of State Cordell Hull will never compromise over the basic principles of international morals, which he reaffirmed in his last dispatch to Tokyo. How much he will do to enforce them is another matter. And now we continue the Far East story with a report direct from an American vantage point. Ford Wilkins is standing by in the Philippine capital. We take you now across the Atlantic and America and the Pacific. Go ahead, Manila.
This is Manila.
I am reporting to you this morning from the center of a circle of tension extending roughly 1,500 to 2,000 miles in every direction. Preparations for war in this area have reached a new high level. In Singapore, where the British Eastern Fleet is based, we hear that all naval personnel has been recalled to ships. All Air Force pilots and men have been ordered to barracks and hangars. Unfortunately, under similar orders. Singapore has been on emergency status by order of the governor for several days. Mobilization of volunteers has just been completed. A latest government decree prohibits non-Britishers from leaving the country without special permission. This resulted in stopping a Thai ship about to sail for Bangkok with 20 Japanese aboard. 4 Japanese newspapermen were ordered ashore. The reason for this move has not officially been made clear. At Bangkok, plans for removal of the capital of Thailand to an unspecified location in Singapore were announced by the Ministry of the Interior. Simultaneously, the premier publication to announce Thai had concluded no further ties with any foreign power. At Batavia, capital of Java and government center for the Dutch East Indies, official last-minute preparations for war have been made. Police reserves have been mustered into service, with things at full wartime strength. Australia is in a state of intention. At Melbourne, one correspondent cabled the country is on the brink of war with Japan. The Australian War Cabinet at Birmingham was suddenly recalled on information indicating further deterioration of the Far East political picture. All military leaves have been cancelled. Here in the Philippines, the Commonwealth government is rushing plans for an emergency. After a meeting of government heads with President Quezon and Baguio, residents of Manila, their homes or relatives in the provinces, were urged to leave the city as it furthered the compulsory evacuation of women, children, and men whose services are not presently required. There is a suggestion of closing the schools. The United States military and naval forces have issued no emergency orders, but they are in a state of constant preparation. In Shanghai, key active officials are reported to be conferring with Captain Fritz Wiedemann, German Consul General from Tientsin, lately of San Francisco. Britishers and Americans there and in Hong Kong have been advised to leave. This is Ford Wilkins in Manila, returning you now to CBS in New York.
That was Ford Wilkins in Manila. Now Albert Warner is ready to report the Far East story from our own capital. We take you now to Washington.
Against the dark counter-moves of military preparation in the Far East, Washington maintained a grim silence today. White House and State Department waited for the reply which Japan is yet to make to Mr. Hull's note setting forth basic principles of Far Eastern settlement. They clung to silence on the Japanese note of yesterday, which sought to explain Japanese troop movements into French Indochina. But Tokyo's soft answer had not turned away American suspicion. Washington is not convinced that the troop movements were exaggerated or that they were not bent on new aggression. But several senators read into the Japanese delay a hopeful sign. I have had the view all along, said Senator George, that the Japanese do not want to force the issue. Maxim Litvinov, the new Russian ambassador, arrives here by plane tomorrow. He landed in San Francisco today, voicing thanks for American aid in the Russian fight against Hitler. Russia has not been represented in these Far Eastern discussions. To be sure, they have been centered upon South Asia, and perhaps also Russia would prefer not to do anything which might promote its bickering with Japan. But the Soviet has a vital interest at stake. There is no outburst of statements here on the British declaration of war on Finland. It was expected. The Secretaries of State and War have several times vainly urged Finland to rest upon the recovery of its lost territory. There is a report that the United States will take over Finnish ships in American waters. Finnish Minister Prokope tells us he has not been so notified yet. In his annual report, Secretary of the Navy Knox declares tonight that the United States has become the greatest naval power in the world. But he said we must arm against any possible combination of powers against us. The Secretary reports 325 new ships commissioned, 2,059 new airplanes acquired, about 700 vessels under construction, a chain of new ocean bases developed, and personnel increased by 115,000 officers and men. Air bases in the Alaska and Aleutian Islands and elsewhere in the Pacific have a strategic importance which is obvious, Secretary Knox declared, perhaps with an eye on Japan. But Knox is a man who believes in keeping military secrets. Thus, though he discloses that the entire stock of fuel oil in Hawaii will be eventually stored underground, the 4 pages of his report, which deal with the American islands of Samoa and Guam in the far Pacific, read like a sociological survey. You learn about hurricanes, education, and banana production. And near the end, you will see a sentence. It says that economic conditions on the islands have improved due to money being spent on federal projects. That is the one small hint of new American striking power at one point only 1,500 miles from Japan. More labor trouble crops up. The Independent Welders Union says 75,000 men who hold key jobs in the defense program will strike in shipyards next Tuesday, unless the AFL stops interfering with this union. For other news on the labor situation, I return you now to New York.
Here in New York today, it was indicated that the captive coal mine dispute, which recently created the gravest threat to production since the defense program began, may be settled within the next 48 hours. Dr. John R. Steelman, who's chairman of the arbitration board in the union shop controversy, said that he hopes the board will be able to complete its task within that time. The board, consisting of John L. Lewis for the CIO and Benjamin Fairless for the captive mine owners, with Steelman as chairman, has recessed until noon tomorrow. And that's the story of labor. There is news from Latin America. President Batista of Cuba a few hours ago asked Cuba's Congress to declare a state of emergency and grant the cabinet extraordinary powers to rule by decree for 45 days. Batista declared Cuba's national defense effort required emergency action. In Mexico City, Vice Admiral Octavio de Mendoza has disclosed a Nazi plot to destroy the port of Tampico. He declared the captains and crews of 10 Axis ships seized by the Mexican government at Tampico last April had loaded their vessels with combustibles with the aim of exploding their ships and the whole port as well. In Honduras today, President Carrillo Sandino told Parliament that he has documentary proof that Axis agents had attempted to set up puppet governments in Latin America which would fight against the United States. In describing President Roosevelt as the defender of weak nations, Sandino declared that Honduras would do everything possible in support of democracy and its defense. In Argentina, police are taking special precautions tonight against possible disorders in tomorrow's election in the province of Buenos Aires, the most populous in the country, although it does not include the city of Buenos Aires. The race is between the Conservative Party of acting President Ramon S. Castillo and the Radical Party of the opposition, which is anti-Nazi and pro-democratic. The ministers of War and Navy ordered all troops confined to barracks tomorrow, and all civilian planes will be grounded. And that's the world today. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Welcome back. Well, the newscast definitely communicated alarm and concern, but few Americans could anticipate what December 7th would bring and how it would change American history. And we'll find out tomorrow on a special hour-plus episode of The War. So be back with us on Saturday for a Pearl Harbor special. But that's all for now. If you would like to share your experience or that of a loved one during World War II, please email your stories to box13@greatdetectives.net. We'll consider all stories to be shared on the air. We also welcome your suggestion as to future programs. This program is dedicated to those who fought and died in World War II and is presented as a service of the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio, greatdetectives.net. The opening theme is The Heroic by Ken Curlin, KenCurlin.com. KenCurlin.com. KenCurlin.com.